I think my wife is cheating on me with someone from work, but she claims that he's gay.
Oh, I read that as...
Why are you gay?
A bit of context here. I, Adam, 27 male, have been living with my girlfriend, Stacy, 24 female, for 3 years.
Say it.
Does your mom have it going on?
There we go.
We moved into my apartment after dating for 1 year, and we have a pretty good relationship despite a few ups and downs. By the way, this comes from Ezio367 on the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So, we had placed some boundaries about my female friends and her male friends, and we always respected them. I work as a sales manager at a small company. Stacy works as a customer service agent at a real estate company. Recently, she became friends with her coworker, David, the gay friend, and has been hanging out with him after work quite often. She said since he's gay, he's an exception to our boundaries. Are the boundaries you can't hang out with any male friend?
What are these boundaries?
Probably like overly hanging out with.
Yeah. With you, okay. At first, I didn't care. One day when we were on a dinner date, we saw David at the same restaurant. She called out his name and asked him to join us. I was uncomfortable with the person I didn't know joining our dinner date, but I didn't want to embarrass her, so I kept quiet. If you were on a dinner date and you saw
me,
you saw Riley, what would you do?
I'd say hi and then sit back down.
That's
it depends
what I would do.
if you like set out for it to be a date.
Yeah,
then you say hi and you go back to your own.
But
Exactly.
what if I'm all alone and look lonely?
But if you're like in
and
line,
he's kind of like pushing his food on his plate.
Hey guys, I'm just here
sitting all alone by
yeah.
myself.
But if you're like at a taco stand and you're sitting down, then they can join.
Yeah, no, if it's explicitly a date, I would not invite someone to join.
Noted.
I would say hi.
Now I'll know when to hang out with you and your girlfriend.
Honestly, Riley, you could probably join our date.
And mine. Honestly, Riley, you are the exception. Are you gay?
However, here's the thing. Nothing about his attitude or talking style felt like he was gay. Okay, well, don't stereotype.
Yo, what up, Toots? How you doing, huh?
Have you seen that episode of New Girl where Jess is like to Nick, he's like, "You're gay.
Nick, you're gay."
Huh?
And the guy friend's like, "You don't really seem gay." And Nick is like, "Wow."
Yeah.
Wow.
How disrespectful.
He was complimenting her dress, talking about her hair, making remarks about her weight loss, and how she looked even more beautiful. Now, I'm not stereotyping. A little bit like you're stereotyping. But it genuinely felt like he was flirting heavily, and it was making me very uncomfortable. The worst part was Stacy saw my reaction, but didn't care and continued to talk with him. It felt like those two were on a date, and I was the third wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Ouch. After the date, I told Stacy how I felt, and she laughed it off, saying, "Oh, baby, come on, he's gay. He wasn't flirting with me. Don't be so jealous."
Come on.
She told me there's nothing to worry about. Now, I trust her, but here's the thing. Most guys can detect another guy's intention easily. My gut feeling was telling me David wasn't gay, and he was trying to sleep with Stacy.
Here's a question. Do you think she's assuming he's gay?
Yeah, has she talked to him about it?
That's the real question, because it's like, okay,
Yeah.
I feel like maybe dude's gaydar is better, but maybe it's where I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
I think dude's straightr is pretty accurate.
Off.
The straightr of a dude seems accurate.
Maybe he's bi and he wants both of them.
Plot twist.
Plot twist. Sorry, Pistachio said he's just one of them girls. His remarks, his eyes, all were very flirtatious. Despite my protests, Stacy continued to hang out with David and text with him.
Here's the thing.
Yes.
Sorry to jump in again. If he were gay,
Yeah.
he'd probably be doing that stuff to him. Not saying that like all gay dudes flirt with like dudes, but like if you're meeting a couple, you'd probably flirt with the guy lightly.
I feel like if he was trying to make people comfortable and he's friends with OP's girlfriend already, there is that kind of rapport that you can sometimes have where it's like, "Oh my God, you look so good." Like, and very overly complimentary.
Yeah, but to
the girlfriend.
person you already
Yeah, to the
but I
person
could
you already
also
know.
see like meeting like if I were meeting a couple,
Yeah.
I would probably compliment the dude a lot if I knew the girl. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
I
what
don't
are
know
you
if I
trying to
fully
say, dude?
agree.
I'm trying to get
But
it
that's
all
okay. It's
straightened
okay.
out here. You know what? I'll get it together.
Think about what you've done and then come back.
Okay. I'll go to my corner. Think about what you've
cry.
done.
A few days later, when Stacy was in the shower, I saw a text on her phone. My inner voice won, and I opened the conversation. Red flag. Do we think? I think that's a red flag. To summarize, there was no sign of her cheating, but the texts from David were again very flirtatious, and Stacy was encouraging him. I feel like I really need to be there. Like I really
it's
need,
so
it's
contextual.
It's so contextual because if I was there, I think I would definitely know, but I cannot because he might be putting so much into like so much thought into it.
I'm leaning towards trusting OP right now.
Yeah, I think we can
With no other information.
With
That's my hunch.
We gotta do it like that. Duchess Kasana says, unless she knows he's not gay and use that as a way to flirt with the dude in front of OP without repercussions, which would be crazy. Radish says, friends hype friends up. They don't intentionally hit on their friends' partners.
I think Anthony's trying to say he got it. That, yes.
Emily says, I think Anthony's saying he'd go out of his way to make sure the dude didn't think he was hitting on the girl.
Correct.
I see what you're saying.
I'd be like, yo, like, dude, you're so cool. You're awesome. Like, you're really cool. I'm not interested in your girlfriend or whatever.
Got you. Okay, that makes so much more sense. You can come out of your corner.
Be like, dang, those are some sick shoes, bro.
Man, I love that.
Dude, man. Dude,
Dude,
bro.
bro.
Guy. Yeah, we're
but
all
also
dudes.
Lakers.
Yeah.
But also, I'm not interested in your girl.
Red Sox. Yeah. Your girlfriend's really hot. What?
Miss Javers says, are they flirtatious or is it just compliments the girls would give each other? That's what I'm saying.
That's another thing.
Me and the girls are like, oh my God, I love you. You're the love of my life. You're so freaking hot.
But it's weird when I do that.
Yeah.
I confronted her about the text and she screamed at me for touching her phone. Even though she always goes through mine and I never complain. Red flags on both ends.
Both ends.
Red
Double
flags
flag.
on both ends. Double flag.
Throw it.
Red flags on both sides of the court, the field. A few weeks went by and we became a bit distant. Our intimacy had dropped to 1 to 2 times a week and we barely talked or went out. One weekend, Stacy was busy getting ready to go shopping with her friends and another text from David arrived saying, meet you there in 30 minutes. My doubt took over me and I started following her. Dude, if you don't trust your girl this much, I think the relationship is over.
But I am interested.
I want to know. We arrived at a mall and met only David, no one else. I started following them on foot as opposed to driving.
I got on a scooter.
Like
chased
Paul
them
Blart
down.
mall copped it.
Yeah.
They were shopping normally for a while and I started to feel bad for not believing her and following her. I felt like an insecure boyfriend. You are, but maybe, right? We'll see. But it all went away when they entered the undergarments section. She chose a couple of bras and panties. I hate when men say panties. I hate it.
What are we supposed to say?
I don't
Underwear.
think I've ever said that word in my life.
Underwear. It makes me, it icks me out. It icks me out.
Panties.
I hate that. Say underwear. Say underwear.
Women's underwear.
Why?
That's a good ring.
And they both approached the changing area. She entered the changing room and he stood at the front of it. She was trying on the underwear and showing him how they looked. Wait, she's just doing it out in the open?
How does he see this and not be seen is my question.
Yeah.
Be like a stealth.
He dressed up.
Yeah.
The girl I loved was in her underwear, showing her body to another guy and asking him how they looked on her. At that moment, I started shaking and wanted to confront both of them, but I kept my cool and didn't want to cause a scene in a public area. Wait, I'm just confused that she's just trying on underwear in front of everyone?
No, like in the changing room area.
Yeah,
and
but
there's probably like
she came out.
Maybe. There's probably
Because
a bunch of stalls.
Well, for him to see.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how did he get in there? Because they don't let that happen.
No, but okay, this is how I'm thinking of it. There's a bunch of changing rooms, and then there's like the hallway that people can walk through to get to them. He's probably here or something, like peeking around the corner or whatever. She comes out, dude's here. She's like showing off the new set. I'm wondering why she's just doing it out in the open.
Yeah, no. I don't know.
I
And
guess
I don't
people
understand
are
how they
difficult.
let the people at the store are like, yeah, no, it's totally fine.
Yeah. I don't get it.
And how is this dude seeing them and they're not seeing him?
Yeah. What? The logistics don't add up.
If somebody could make up a map, a floor plan that might be
Please.
possible so we can.
Because otherwise we just can't. Come on. When Stacy arrived later, I confronted her about it and she started to scream at me, calling me insecure, lame, petty, and pathetic, and saying I never loved her and such. I didn't scream back and simply said, I cannot accept another guy looking at you almost naked. It doesn't matter if he's gay. That is never acceptable behavior. It doesn't matter how close you are to him. You cannot show your half-naked body to him while you are in a relationship with me. She started screaming more, saying vile things, and insulting me. I asked her to leave my apartment. She refused and kept screaming. I told her she needed to pack her things and leave within 48 hours or I would call the cops, and I left the apartment for the time being. Either way, whoever is in the right, like whoever's telling the truth here, this is huge red flags.
Like every aspect of this story. First of all, I think it doesn't matter if he's gay.
I don't. Yeah,
Yeah, it does.
I think it does.
Like
I think it does matter.
If she was doing that with like her girlfriends, whatever,
It
people
would be-
who are not attracted to her at all.
Yeah, I think.
And this guy who, if he is gay, is not attracted to her at all, that's totally fine.
Yeah, I think it's really just up to her comfortability.
I think it's his deal if he can't handle.
Yeah.
If he is gay.
Yeah,
it's
it
his
really
deal.
it is dependent on whether or not.
Then it's his
yeah.
deal if he can't like deal with that, you know?
OP,
I don't know.
if you really want to know he's gay,
Make
well-
moves.
figure it out, dude.
Make moves.
But Emily says everyone sucks here. I agree. This
Yeah.
is super. Yeah,
Everyone kind of
toxic.
sucks. And like the leave
relationship.
my house or I'll call the cops.
Ooh.
And she's
Where did
screaming
that
at
come
him.
from?
This
He's
is for the best,
following her.
honestly. They should break up. This should be done with. This is not healthy.
Ooh, would it be okay with a lesbian and not a gay guy?
Also, I think it would be. It really depends on the friendship. I don't know. Like personally, I have a lot of queer friends,
True.
and I would
think
be
he's
okay.
threatened by
Yeah.
this guy.
Yeah.
He's threatened by this dude. Because I'm sure he wouldn't feel the same way if it was a lesbian girl watching
yeah,
her.
he sees that as a guy.
I think he sees it as like a guy,
a guy
threat.
thing, which is
Um,
weird. Everyone's being weird here. Kimberly Fine says, "Ew, she consented. No different than being seen in swimwear." I think that everyone sucks here. My phone is now blowing up with her texts and calls. She's saying I should stop acting like a child and stop being insecure. She never once said sorry for her behavior or wanted to talk things out. I am not replying to any of these and kept the phone on silent. I am currently staying with a friend now, and I am not planning to go back to her. Am I the a-hole? And there is a little update. There's two updates. Two updates.
We
Ooh, some large
scrolling. We
updates.
scrolling.
Ooh, wait, did I lose it?
Some tea.
Where did the update go?
I don't know. I don't know how I would feel about my girlfriend. Well, I don't know. If she went
If I
lingerie
knew
shopping.
this person was gay, I would not care
You wouldn't
at
care?
all.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like you have to.
But that's what we have to get
trust
to the
your
bottom
part-
of. We have. I have a feeling that something's going to come out, but I don't know. Here we go.
We can.
Because
Because
her reactions to just looking at the phone.
Yeah. And she
Crazy.
says, why does she suck? She had a gay friend and is treating him like a girlfriend, and her boyfriend is treating her body like his to decide who he
Exactly.
sees
That's
and doesn't see in a non-sexual way.
Mhm.
I think the only reason why she kind of sucked in this was that she was screaming at him, which I just don't think is great. But I think he's being super toxic. But let's read
find
this update.
out.
Yeah. Updates. A lot of people are calling me an incel and homophobic. It was never my intent to stereotype or disrespect homosexual people. Things that raised concern with me are that he always sends flirtatious texts to her. It's either flirting or compliments or directly saying things like, if I wasn't into men, I would definitely steal you from him, or I would be head over heels for you, or texts about our love life, and never once did I see a text of him talking about his love life. And showing your half-naked body in underwear is not something that usually happens in a platonic friendship. I disagree. With
Real
that.
I wouldn't
quick.
know, but
We got a map.
I have to trust.
I don't know. It is, it is dependent from people, but I will say, like, in a lot of my friendships with my like female friends, it is way more common. So
I mean, who else would you do it in front of?
Who else are you supposed to go in front of?
Here's the map. There's OP,
Yeah.
and then girl best friend, and gay best friend, and girlfriend.
Oh, this is the map
The
for
floor.
the sitting rooms.
Nah,
Duchess Kasana says, I think she also sucks for lying about who she was going shopping with. That's also, it just sounds like not a healthy relationship. And it's not like I was the only one who placed boundaries. The same boundaries were placed by her as well, which I always respected. Yet somehow I am the one to blame for asking her to respect mine. Also, it's not like I didn't try to talk to her. The only time she talked about this matter normally was after our dinner date. After that, it was always screaming or insults or calling me insecure. She never even tried to talk, just screamed at me, and the insults continued on text after I left. And there is an update.
Here we go.
Another one.
Roll into it.
No, I do not have the right or authority to allow anyone to do anything. Some of you are mentioning bikinis. I really, really hope you understand the difference between wearing a bikini in a public place and privately showing off your underwear to a specific person in a changing room. Big update 3. At first, I want to thank everyone for your support and kind words. First, to answer a couple of the comments. Spending quality time with her was never an issue in the 4 years of our relationship.
Ooh.
I make decent money, and my dad also paid for college, so I had zero debt. We always travel once a year, gone on road trips every couple of months. Weekend dates were very common. Watching her favorite shows and movies, I loved spending time with her, and I always prefer talking about things. I always tried my best to communicate with her how she feels or what she wants, and I never got any indication from her that she may be unsatisfied. It's been almost 1.5 days since I posted, and a lot has happened since then. She contacted her friend group ranting about me and tried to talk them into forcing me and guilting me into taking her back. Why would you want to? This needs to end. This relationship is over. But her friends were decent people. One of her friends, Layla, contacted me and asked me to meet them at a bar to hear my side of the story. I told them what had happened, how it started, and what happened at the mall. They were shocked because Stacy told them a completely different story and purposely left out the part where she screamed at me every time I tried to talk to her about David, and she also left out the underwear trial part. She told them she was shopping with David, and I followed them and threw a tantrum when she returned home. But since they met me before they were doubtful and wanted to know my side of the story. A couple of things also came to light after talking with them. Apparently, Stacy never introduced David to the friend group. Also, she rarely hung out with them in the last couple of weeks. So basically, I suspect she was spending time with David. After the conversation with her friends, her texts calmed. And you don't need to calm down because you can join us live on YouTube every weekday. Just tap our profile. Her friends confronted her about the half story and refused to help her. She just called me once and asked me to return home and talk with her in an angry voice. I refused and told her she lost her chance of talking things out. I simply don't want to continue this relationship and she should move out as soon as possible. We had a joint bank account that we used to put small amounts of money into to spend during our trips. It had around a total of $6,000 left, $2,000 of her money and $4,000 of mine. I told her she could empty that account and use that to find another place to live, and then hung up my phone. I haven't received any text from her after that. The money is still there and I didn't get any notification of withdrawal yet. I just hope she understands and simply leaves, but if anything happens, I will update here. And that is the end of the story. We don't get to know.
That was a long story.
Long tale with no resolve. Yeah. Sophia Cologne says, I believe OP personally. Kimberly Fine says, I hate that OP now sounds correct in his suspicions. But I think I think because we don't know, I think they're both still kind of toxic.
They both kind of suck.
Yeah.
Because, you shouldn't, follow somebody.
If you don't trust your partner.
But B, it was tough information to see in his point of view. It's, not groovy.
No, I think there were a lot of stuff on both sides. Kay says, this just feels very toxic and unhappy. The boundaries are being used as means to control each other's lives and friends. It's not okay, and they at each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jonica says she may not want to bring him around because they may be able to tell if he's not gay. Perhaps.
Yes.
Perhaps.
The more eyeballs you have on the situation,
the
more it can expose.
Yeah.
I just want to be there. I want to.
I just want to know. I want to be in the room where it happened.
The room where it happened. The room where it happened.
The room where it happened. Oh my God. The that Aaron Burr song is.
Aaron Burr, sir.
No. The room where it happened.
Okay, when he's singing.
When he sings it, his voice is amazing.
Yeah. Is that Leslie Odom?
Yeah.
Junior.
What a voice.
What a voice.
What a voice.
Him in those Nationwide commercials. Oh, he's really outdone himself.
Is he singing in those?
Nationwide. Yeah.
Oh.
On your side.
Beautiful. Beautiful voice.
It's good stuff.
Sophia Cologne says, I'm not saying what he did was right, but she just would shut him down each time he communicated. Josephine Madola Burquise says, but he literally said in their text that he's only into guys.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know. We have to trust it.
We gotta trust
all we
it.
can
We
do.
gotta trust what we know. We gotta trust the facts.
There were some people in the chat mentioning a Jennifer Coolidge
Jennifer
impression
Coolidge.
potential.
Wow.
There was a hint.
I can only do Owen
It's
Wilson.
like, oh yeah, but it's the same because you're a girl.
That's true. You look like the 4th of July.
That's good.
Thank you.
And I think people were mentioning what's his name? Sylvester Stallone
Oh, I
impression.
I don't even know how he sounds.
For me, hey, Adrian. A lot of people have been asking me about, how you stay healthy for those Rambo movies. And I tell them, there's 2 things: steroids and hard work.
I think that was great.
Thanks.
I don't know. I have to listen to
I'm
him
just
again.
killing time.
Just killing time. Ooh, Kay says, at Sophia, the first time he brought it up, he said she communicated nicely to him about it. It was only after he continued on and didn't believe her that she started shutting him down. That's why I think there was a lot going on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm like, she talked to him about it, said, hey, he's not gay, or he's gay. Don't worry. Like, it's okay. This is just my friendship. I think there was a lot of toxicity on both sides, if I'm being honest with you.
Both sides.
I want a hot dog real bad.
Hot dog. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Thanks.
Did you see
Legally
White
Blonde?
Lotus?
No, but I know she's in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
I need to, what is it? My mother's ashes.
My mother's ashes. I haven't even seen it. Is that how she sounds?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Belle Conkling says, Sophia, you can do Jennifer Coolidge. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm not really good. I honestly don't think I'm very good at impressions. I think I'm better with accents. I can do.
I find that when doing an accent, if you think of a person, it makes the accent much more consistent. Because you'd be like, oh, this person,
So true.
Anywho.
But I think I must. Are we swapping, Riley? What's this
I also appreciate the comments on my shirt.
What's a little SpongeBob
Appreciate
shirt?
that little SpongeBob shirt.
Little SpongeBob. Yeah.
Oh my! And then there was what happened to you, sire? What up? What up?
All right, we have a very special person here with us today. It is.
Let's go! Chat! Oh my god. Dude, Anthony, how are you doing, bro?
Good. It's been a while.
It's been a while. You look great.
Thank you.
Beard looks a little fuller.
It's a little bit fuller.
Like you grown in a little bit?
I didn't
I
do
like it.
Thank you. I didn't do anything to it.
That's like
that's
the vibe.
sometimes what it takes.
That's the vibe. You know what I
Yours is
mean?
looking full as well.
Thank you. Also completely unshaved,
Yep.
like everything not taken care of.
Yep.
You gotta love it. How have you been the past few weeks?
Pretty good. Just got back from a home trip.
Home trip. Oh yeah, trip home.
Trip home.
Yeah. Nice.
It was nice. Saw the fam back in Boston.
Hell yeah.
Went up to Maine.
East Coast.
Yep. Some good East Coast vibes.
Nice.
It was nice. A lot of lake swimming.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Hell yeah. Love that.
How is Paris?
Paris is great. Have you been kind of filled in on our?
I have not filled in.
Yeah. I'll give you the TLDR.
The TLDR.
So basically, like the whole goal was, hey, we're gonna go to Paris. We're gonna find these cool. We'll find the Eiffel Tower. We'll find I don't know, people rowing or running or on the bikes. We'll run up to Usain Bolt and get his take on the story.
Obviously,
yeah,
that'd be so easy.
And then we got there and we were like, wow, this is horrendously hard.
Mayhem.
Yeah, and Riley freaking rocked it, and we did end up getting a totally unplugged solar powered satellite interneted live stream in the wild. Got kicked out by the police once, came back, held our ground. We made it.
No speak French.
I didn't speak French.
We don't. No sprechen Sie French.
Yeah. But it was good. We had a blast. Went crazy. Club till 6 a.m. All that good stuff.
Wild.
It was wild.
Party. Yeah.
And then I had my 4th anniversary with my girlfriend.
Oh!
Let's go. It's actually today. The
Oh!
actual anniversary is today. So Happy anniversary to us.
Yep. Guess what that
Happy
means?
anniversary
Chat?
to
What
ya.
does John get for completing
my God.
4 years of a relationship? Chat,
Oh.
what does he get?
Oh.
A hall pass.
Oh.
No.
He
There
gets
is no
one
hall
singular
pass.
hall pass.
No need for a hall pass here.
It's Sam's golden rules, not John's golden
No,
rules.
it's John and Sam's. It's always been John and
put that
Sam's.
on me. Only thing we share is we started the show. Okay, he started the golden rules. He's the founder of the
No,
golden rules. Let me
I'm
tell
pretty
you.
sure it's John and Sam's.
He's like freaking Thomas Jefferson. He wrote the Declaration of how to cheat. He wrote that. He did that. I didn't put my John Hancock on that.
Oh, wow.
That's all I'm
But
saying.
he put a
was good.
spark on it.
Yeah, I was looking for it. I was
Riley.
looking for it. I didn't
Do
go
you want
there.
us to get
I
demonetized?
didn't go
Do you
for
want-
it.
I don't give
Thank
a
you.
because this is members
Anthony,
only.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Stop!
Whoa!
Stop the presses!
Somebody come get him.
Oh, but my last little tidbit until we get to this next story. Many of you have known that I have had knee issues in the past. The infamous pee incident of December 2023, where I dislocated my knee while urinating.
I'm curious.
I have a knee that dislocates easily.
Uh-huh.
I was urinating with what I thought was a regular stream. You know, everything seemed to be going
Everything was
according to
a
plan.
conventional urination.
I will say the one unconventional piece, and people might not like this. Riley might not like this. But I was actually leaving to go to the airport from like Christmas vacation.
we all know how Riley doesn't like airports.
Yep. Riley hates airports and Christmas. We know that. I was on our team sync, muted, of course.
Uh-huh.
You know, phone in pocket,
Mm-hmm.
camera off, all of that. So I was like heavily multitasking and like very much rushing, and it just flipped out, dislocated, popped back in, but it just does that. So that's the problem.
Was
That's
it a
the new
slippery
norm.
floor?
That's the crux of the issue. Say what?
Was it a slippery floor? Or
No,
just
I
like
was
firmly
standing,
planted?
just standing, firmly
grasp
planted,
it.
firmly grasped it, and
dang.
so now my knee was already doing really bad, and basically from like halfway through the trip, do you remember, Riley, when my knee started getting bad in Paris? Or yeah, you remember. It started getting bad like halfway through Paris. We fly to our anniversary spot, and it's an island, and our Airbnb is up 15 flights of stairs with no elevator.
15 flights?
15 flights, yeah. So maybe more. I didn't count, but
Is
it's.
that even legal?
I mean, it's an island. I don't care.
It's not the U.S.
It's like it's
Gotcha.
like a old Spanish island.
And that's where you had the anniversary there, or you guys like met there?
we had the anniversary.
Okay, I
there.
thought like that's your spot
Yeah.
that you met. I
Oh
was
no,
like,
that'd
dang,
be,
okay.
that'd be sick. No,
Exotic.
no, yeah. So yeah, I basically like tortured my knee and then I had like 5-hour flight, 11-hour flight, and then by the time I got here, my knee was a cantaloupe. So I've just been recovering. Went to the doctor yesterday. It's looking pretty good. So might get surgery. We'll see.
My husband thinks I'm cheating on him for extra money, but I just found out his dark secret.
Where are you getting that money from?
My husband and I, 33 male and 33 female, are fairly high income earners, both around $200K a year each. Hey.
Wow.
We own our home free and clear, have no other debts of any kind. We save close to half our income, and most finances are joint, but we allocate $1,500 a month each, plus any extra income such as bonuses or side hustles for fun money. That's hobbies, luxury goods, outings with our friends that aren't together, etc., etc. Husband tends to spend his fun money month to month due to his expensive hobbies, primarily golf, while I tend to save the majority of mine because of my interests, such as running and baking, which are much less expensive. I've been getting back into gaming lately though, and having saved up more than enough of my fun money, I spent $5,000 on a new gaming rig and a really nice desk and chair. But my husband blew a gasket and accused me of financial infidelity, even though I was operating within what I thought was our agreed upon rules by spending my own allocated fun money on hobby stuff. Now, we are about to dive into a saga of updates here, but I've never heard of financial infidelity, I'm guessing it's like you're cheating on the money, or maybe you have a sugar daddy for money on the side. Maybe that's what he's implying, or maybe it's simply just money that's being spent outside of what they have agreed upon. It's like, hey, if you are going against like a relationship, hey, there's trust, there's boundaries, maybe some rules in place. Maybe if you're spending outside of those trust, boundaries, and rules of the financial setup and relationship, then that's cheating.
Yeah.
I'm curious if anyone in the comments comments below has heard of or interacted with financial infidelity, which I guess like if someone goes and just blows a ton of your money on something, your husband goes and spends 100 grand out of nowhere. I mean, that's as an example, that's a crazy example. Financial infidelity or cheating. I mean, that's,
Yeah,
I could see.
I could see like financial infidelity being like you hang out with this like old guy and or like you just have dinner.
Sugar daddy, sugar mama.
There's nothing going on. Yeah, this is interesting. I've never really heard of this either.
Neither have I, but let's learn more about it. Update. My husband told me that he was actually really upset that he feels I'm not professionally ambitious enough. Yikes! Because I'm not on the executive track like he is, despite my working full time. He wanted me to cook fancier meals and set the table in a more elegant way and dress up for dinner. Yes, like a 1950s housewife. Bro!
What? Wait a minute.
Like, dude, I love how like he's literally just like 1950s housewife. Like some people try to like skirt around it, but bro is literally just like I want you to be my maid.
Yeah.
I want you to be like the super like 1950s idea of like you are my wife and you just take care of me and do everything.
I don't like I get it. I get like wanting a nice meal here and there, but like it goes both ways. Like you cook a nice meal, they cook a nice meal. It's not like it doesn't make sense.
I've always like I got so used to doing my own meals and doing everything that anything on top of me doing everything myself feels like a bonus.
Yeah.
Like I'm like happy. I'm like, oh wow, this is great. Like I'm so thrilled and I have no expectation whatsoever of this. Like it's literally just turn the table around the other way. It's like, hey, just make all my meals. And then he's like, no. And it's like, exactly. What are we talking about? Also, use like maybe get like a chef or something if you're making 400 grand a year.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
On to another update. Hi, all. I have an additional and probably not very surprising update to my saga. So the more I thought about it, the more his requests and demands really were sitting poorly with me. Good. I decided to try a little experiment over the weekend to see what would happen if I tried to meet some of his demands. Ooh, interesting. A little social experiment. Not because I actually thought they were reasonable, but because I increasingly had the sense that the goalposts would just keep moving and that I was playing a losing game. You are a smart cookie, OP. So Saturday morning, I went to the salon for a glow up, haircut, fresh highlights, mani-pedi. Then I went to the farmer's market to pick up fresh flowers for our table and assorted other gourmet ingredients. Saturday is usually our date night out, but I suggested we stay in so I could make us a special dinner. Steakhouse style, lobster bisque, bread basket with several types of rolls and savory muffins made from scratch, crab stuffed mushrooms, filet mignon, au gratin, potatoes, white chocolate mousse topped with raspberries. My God, Opie, I couldn't name those dishes, let alone have ever cooked anything close to it. Lobster is the closest thing I've made for my girlfriend on Valentine's Day.
Oh, nice.
Bro, I'm being put to shame over here on a social experiment. But shout out to OP. She's chefing it up. I wore lavender, his favorite color on me, sheath dress, and high heels with fully done hair and makeup. For all that, I got a lukewarm, thanks, it was tasty, and a kiss on the cheek. Of course, I did all the serving and cleanup. Damn, I mean, her test worked. Sunday, we usually go out, but he suggested that I make us brunch at home. So I made French press coffee, mimosas with fresh squeezed orange juice. Like, Riley, I'm hungry. Belgian waffles and bananas foster topping, eggs scrambled with Parmesan and fresh herbs from our garden, roasted fingerling potatoes, and maple glazed bacon. Jeez. I wore a blue sleeveless sundress, wedge sandals, and again, did my hair and makeup. Again, I got a thanks, it's good, and no help with serving or cleanup. I would be dying of happiness. Dying of happiness.
Would not know what to do with myself.
What is going on? Afterwards, I asked if this is what he had in mind when he critiqued me before. He said that it was a start, but that I was acting very entitled for wanting credit for basic adulting. For creating a 5-star meal? I mean, this is literally like Michelin star level stuff right here, ladies and gentlemen. Like you have to become better than Gordon Ramsay. That's what I'm getting.
I feel like basic adulting is like getting at least 1 meal in a day.
Basic adulting is like buying groceries.
Yeah.
That is basic, and not like, Uber Eats or whatever, like every day, but like, dude. He then dropped a bomb that he's being so hard on me lately because he realized that I had a lot to make up for due to me being a low value woman. I asked what on earth he meant by that, and he said it was because I was not a virgin when we met. Wow.
What does that have to do with anything?
the question, Riley. Opie says, what? Keep in mind, we started dating at 21. Neither of us claimed to be virgins or stated that as an expectation. Except for very religious people, neither of us is. I don't think that most 21-year-old college students are virgins. Correct. I was upfront with him and then said that I'd had 2 previous partners. My high school boyfriend, we went our separate ways when we went to different colleges in different parts of the country, and another boyfriend that I had in my first year of college. And that's it. Both committed relationships and nothing casual. OP's husband. What are you doing? He then went on to say that because of my low value, I was going to need to be making it up for him for the rest of my life. That I didn't deserve monogamy or equal treatment. And that I was lucky that anyone at all wanted to marry me. And that he's connected with someone from work. So if I wanted to keep up, I better step it up. Oh my God. What planet, bro? He went to planet Tate and just planted his flag and he just colonized that planet, took everything he could and just returned back to Earth. Bro.
What, bro? Where is he getting this from? He has been on the Andrew Tate bandwagon. That checks out.
I'm in shock, Riley. You gave us a crazy one today. You delivered today. I told him it didn't sound like there was anything to keep if he no longer loved me or even liked or respected me. I told him to leave and he said he would gladly go to his girlfriend's place. I know so many people here insisted he was having an affair and I just didn't want to see it. That his complaints were really part of a campaign to distance himself from me. I feel so foolish for just thinking he was going through a stressful time at work or that he genuinely wanted to work on our marriage. Anyway, I have taken the week off from work to get my head together. I have an appointment with my lawyer tomorrow. I canceled the marriage counseling appointment, but got a referral to an individual therapist who can help do an intake session with me later this week. He and the girlfriend apparently are coming this evening to get more of his clothes and things, so I have to brace myself for that. Also, please be assured I do not think I am low value in any way. I let my husband make me think less of myself on some levels for a short time, but now I truly see it was a him problem. Girl, thank God. Wow, because you are a prize. You're a prize, OP, a treasure to be found and adored. 100%. I know that divorce won't be fun or easy, but I will be okay. Thank you all who are helping me see that I was being played before and I wasted too much time in a marriage that was already over. Wow. And we have a quick relevant comment. One last gem from the husband. Yes, it seems like he fell down a toxic masculinity hole at some point fairly recently, retroactively punishing me for not being a virgin at the outset after a 12-year relationship, including 10 of those years being marriage, is just completely over the top. I even said, so this person you connected with at work is actually a virgin? The person who's cheating on you, who probably knows you have a wife? Well, she was, he said with a smirk. So, virgin or not, someone who would sleep with a married colleague is higher value than me? Again. Unless he lied about his marital status / situation, which I wouldn't put it past him. That is a fair point. Yes, he admitted to having an affair for several months. He kept trying to say that it doesn't really count as cheating because I'm low value. So the standards are different.
Wow. This is the executive track, man.
Dude, yeah. Bro, he's on the executive track to getting dumped. On to the update. Hi, all. I wasn't going to post another update, at least not this soon, but I have gotten dozens of DMs and messages asking if I'm okay and how things are going. So this is specifically in response to those who are checking in on me. Boom. He was supposed to come get his stuff on Tuesday evening, a couple days ago, but told me at the last minute he couldn't because Amy, his girlfriend, wasn't feeling well. Oh, poor Amy. Oh my God. Some people called in the comments, but yes, she's pregnant, apparently.
Oh, no.
Oh,
that makes
God.
things way more spicy.
That, good God, it does, Riley. It does. He told me this on text, so I have proof of the affair in writing now. That is good, I guess. And it's not just his word against mine. Anyway, I didn't want him to keep jerking me around on the schedule for whatever reason, so I told him I'd pack his stuff for him and arrange for a movers. I think it's better that way. I really don't want him/them in the house. I would not either.
Yeah.
No, I already had arranged for a friend to come over on Tuesday when he and Amy were supposed to come by. So the two of us spent the evening packing his clothes and other personal effects. The movers came yesterday and got the boxes and furniture items that he wanted. He didn't want much, just the stuff from his home office and his dresser, as apparently Amy's apartment is small. Who's high value now? Riley, you know what'd be crazy? If high value meant like earning 200 grand a year or owning your home outright. You know, that what if we attributed value to money? I know it's a crazy idea. I know it's insane, but I mean,
It doesn't sound like it coordinates.
could we? It's too much, right? I mean, it's too big of a stretch, Riley.
All is based on your sexual status.
Wow. I provided a detailed inventory and photos of everything, which he approved, so he can't say that I broke or otherwise ruined his stuff. Also very smart. And after that, yesterday, I went to the clinic to get STI tests. I won't have the results for a week, but thankfully, I haven't had any symptoms. Oh my God. And I met with a lawyer who said I had a good case for grounds of adultery and mental cruelty if I want/need to go that route. At a minimum, it's leverage to get him to settle quickly and quietly, which honestly, I got a question, Riley and everyone watching. You have these things you could do in the case. Do you just go full petty mode and just twist the knife?
I mean, honestly, yeah.
Or is it worth it? Yeah.
I think it would be worth it. I mean, she's doing fair off, but like,
she didn't need it.
but he's like degrading her for no reason. I would definitely twist the knife. Just like get everything you can out of it.
Because then a jury has to hear all of the things that OP is sharing here.
Yeah. Yeah. The jury. Yeah. Unless you got like a crazy lawyer, which they both have crazy money.
That's true. We really are fighting fire with fire. You bring up a great point, Riley. We are fighting fire with fire. But OP has crazy ammunition.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? They have the same soldiers, but she has like nuclear bazooka ready to blow, ready to squeeze the trigger.
She got the receipts.
She has the receipts, dude. I also locked down all of the finances within the parameters provided by the lawyer, so he can't just empty our joint funds or take anything that belongs to me. I changed the account beneficiaries and all that fun stuff too, and changed the locks to the house. I decided to take the advice of the commenters, and I am getting rid of the bed and other bedroom furniture I shared with him. I'm donating it. Someone is coming this afternoon to haul it all off. And I'm going to completely redecorate the bedroom to my own taste. That will take a bit, staying in one of the guest rooms in the meantime. Yeah, she's so low value that she is sleeping in the guest room in her house. Wow. I'm also taking a spa weekend away, leaving tomorrow morning and coming back Sunday, just to get a change of scenery before I have to go back to work the next week. And yes, even after buying the gaming setup, I have plenty of fun money left in my account to afford the lawyer's retainer and redoing the bedroom as well as my getaway, with plenty left over. So here's to frugality where it counts. I also love how now like spending money on the lawyers to like destroy your husband's life is the fun money, which it quite honestly is.
It is fun, yeah, but it sucks that you have to like use it for that.
Sucks that you got to use it for that. Those are the main updates for the moment. I'm doing better than expected, I think, and realizing more day by day that it really was not a good marriage. You could say that again. At least not for the last couple of years, when he started expecting me to do everything around the house and all the emotional labor of running our lives outside of work with no help and little to no gratitude. Amy sure is going to have her hands full. He's going to do it to Amy tenfold. I was going to say earning 200 grand a year is hard. I just have the sneakingest suspicion that Amy being a work colleague is like, she's not like the CEO, to put it lightly.
Yeah, and like one, I feel like Amy will start relying on him, and OP's good because like she has her own money. She's doing good. She has plenty of money to take care of the situation. Amy sounds like she's like in a not so hot spot because she's pregnant and relying on this guy. And like whenever this happens to her, because like off the track record of OP's husband, it feels like Amy's about to get a lot of heat from like the divorce, and like all his stress is just going to go at Amy. And that's not going to be good at all.
He's going to do his mental mind bending and be like, why is this all your fault?
Yeah.
Why are you making this lawsuit? If it weren't for you, I wouldn't be being sued by my wife right now.
Yeah.
God.
This is horrible.
There's an edit. Once again, I cannot thank everyone here enough. I need to get ready for my spa weekend away, so apologies in advance if I am not responding to your comments or DMs, but I am really grateful for all the support and encouragement. Hopefully there won't be any more notable updates for a while. I really just want a smooth and easy divorce and to get on with my life, so please keep your fingers crossed to me. Some relevant comments. The incoming child. Also, he was a hardcore child-free person before. Oh, okay. I didn't want kids either, but he was especially militant about it. I mean, maybe he changed his mind, but it doesn't seem like this was exactly a planned pregnancy. Yes. Plus, he can't even be bothered to put his own laundry in the hamper or put a dish in the dishwasher. How is he going to deal with an infant? Anyway, not really my problem, and I guess he'll figure it out or not. The sad thing is, who loses the most in this scenario? The baby. Because probably what'll happen is he's like everything we've talked about. Oh, you were my side piece and it was all fun and games, but now you're like pregnant and like want to be my main thing. And so I'm just gonna get a side piece unless you just do all these things for me and try, but it'll never be good enough. And then I'll just leave you and the child.
That's so bad. I hate that for the kid. And like the kid, like hopefully OP becomes like a good dad, but like looking at this,
Chances are high.
yeah, he's not gonna be a good dad.
God. Is he her superior at work? My understanding is that they are peers. He isn't her boss. I don't think it was against the rules for coworkers of the same level to date, at least not as some of his friends met at work there, and it wasn't really an issue. So for that reason, I think I'll stay out of it, especially as I do want him to stay gainfully employed until the divorce is completely final. There we go.
Yeah.
Because then you get more bread that way. Still, I agree it's awfully foolish to have an affair at work that results in a pregnancy while one of the people is still married. When you put it all in a sentence like that, I mean, you can't hide that messiness. It's going to be physically obvious. And then the next comment, how is a 24-year-old making the same amount of money as your ex? They are both in the executive training program for fairly recent MBA graduates. Amy is apparently some sort of prodigy who got hers at 21. My soon-to-be ex started out in supply chain management, then the company paid for his MBA, which he finished a couple of years ago. And after that, he moved to the financial side and was accepted into the training program earlier this year. She's 24, apparently graduated from college at 18 and got her MBA at 21, and he just got his MBA a couple of years ago, was on a different business operation tracks before switching to finance. So, all right, she's not the intern. Yeah. She's low-key killing it, but like...
That's good though, like that Amy won't be stuck financially with...
For the baby.
Yeah.
For the baby, you're exactly right. At least the baby won't be like left out to dry. Like Amy's very early in her career and is probably going to be able to provide pretty handsomely.
Also, another thing to note, OP and the husband are both 33. So a 33-year-old with a 24-year-old.
But we have another update. I'm updating again here because a lot of kind people have been checking in with well wishes and to see how I'm holding up.
Nice.
Sorry for not updating sooner, but as soon as I get back from the spa weekend, as mentioned in my last update, I dove into working with my attorney on the divorce settlement.
Ooh.
And didn't think it was wise to put my business on the internet, however anonymously, with all the legal issues up in the air. Again, very smart of OP. The good news is that we were able to come to an agreement pretty quickly and everything is now executed. Wow, she does not play, man. She got it done. I'm just waiting for the court date, which could take another couple of months, but my lawyer says the agreement is airtight. It wasn't quite as favorable as most of you all lovely folks probably would have wanted for me, but I was highly motivated to get it done fast. I did everything that really mattered to me first. First, the house I inherited from my grandmother is 100% mine, along with all the furnishings and other effects in the house. My own retirement accounts and my fund money accounts are all mine as well. Otherwise, I did have to give him 75% of the other cash assets.
Dang.
Really? I would have at least thought like 50-50.
Yeah.
That's what I was expecting. Like, oh, it's quick and we just split it. But
Because it's his fault.
although he wasn't on the title for the house, he did contribute substantially to the renovation we did, as well as upkeep since then, and the house has appreciated very substantially in the years we moved in. It's fine as I still have plenty of money, especially as I'm quite frugal most of the time, and I can rebuild cash savings quickly. Our agreement also states that neither of us have claim on each other's past, present, or future earnings. So in case something happens and he loses his job before the court date, I won't be liable for any alimony. This is actually overall a very good deal for me and gives me a lot of security. So I guess it's like, okay, like I lose out on some of these assets, but when it comes to like future earning potential and like all the potential things that could go wrong, OP is like safe and secure. It's just like, I'd just rather have that than maybe keep a little bit of the existing assets, but leave something wide open for something to go down. I'm actually curious for all of our divorcees out there. What was your divorce arrangement? Like, what did you get? And in your own personal opinion, how does OP's divorce settlement stack up in the world of divorces?
Yeah, like, did she get a good deal or not?
Yeah, because I'm just kind of guessing based on what OP's saying, but maybe it's crap, maybe it's amazing. I don't know. I'm curious to know. And any divorce lawyers too. I'm sure we got a few of you. I'm sure we got a few of you in there. In case anyone is wondering how we got this done so quick, our state allows divorce on mutual consent grounds, which basically allows for a quick divorce without a legal separation period if the parties come to an agreement about all the finances and assets. Given that Amy is pregnant, my soon-to-be ex, let's call him Joe, yes, like the psychopath on the show You, which me and Riley have been referencing recently. What have you been referencing that for again? Was it you?
I did reference it, but I forget for what
it was like, oh yeah, dude. Oh, that's tragic. Comment below if you know what Riley was talking about. So my soon-to-be ex was also very motivated to not drag this out. Now, for the real dirt of the update. Last weekend, shortly after all of our papers were signed, Amy reached out to me.
Uh-oh.
Yup. She asked if we could meet and talk. Okay, real quick, predictions.
I don't think things are going so well, so she's gonna get like some like intel like, hey, get me out.
Do you really think she's gonna help you?
I don't think so, but like this poor girl's wrapped up into something and she's way too deep.
She is, dude. Kid. Because if there was no kid, maybe she can skate out of it and be okay. With the kid, now it's all, what if he tries to get custody? What if he does absolutely nothing and just leaves Amy to be the one to, care for the baby, which she seems smart and capable and like financial earning, but being a single parent is not easy. It's not fun. It ain't fun, y'all. Well, I guess it can be, but
What do you think she's going to talk about?
I think she's like, he is cheating on me already. I think he's going to say exactly, just repeat verbatim a script back to Amy.
It's just a whole...
You're low value. You're not a virgin anymore.
Dude, he definitely has said that. But...
We thought the cycle was short already with like, once you go from the side piece to the main piece, that cycle could be pretty short. But as soon as you're not a virgin anymore,
low value. Virgins only.
Virgins only. And as soon as I make you not a virgin,
get out.
Get kicked to the curb. Perhaps I should have declined. But I will admit that I was curious about this 24-year-old prodigy and until recently a virgin. God. Person who was Joe's affair partner, so I agreed to meet her for lunch. So the first thing is that Amy is very pregnant, like third trimester. It's confirmed that she is due in mid-October, which means she's had the baby by now. Wow. Which means the affair has been going on a whole lot longer than Joe let on. Whatever, it's water under the bridge as the divorce is almost final. However, after some polite but chilly pleasantries, she asked me when I'm going to be moving out of the house.
Wait a minute.
Riley, we might have mispredicted over here. She might have been sent in as, reconnaissance to retrieve the house.
She's brainwashed, dude.
Bro. And he probably just lied to her. I was like, she's going to yell at me, chew me out. She owes me the house. Just tell her to go and sweet talk her and, you're pregnant, whatever. Like sweet talk her, get on your side and then give us the house.
Get the house, babe.
Get the house. Get our house. Because she's overstaying her time in it. Obviously, because surely Joe has been patient enough with him giving me time to get my life together, and her apartment is small and they needed space for the baby. I told her she must be mistaken as the house is mine. I inherited it from my grandmother, but asked her what else Joe told her about me and our marriage. And It was actually really beautiful. Just kidding. It was all lies.
Got him.
Lie after lie. Joe lies, and that's it. Tumbled out of her mouth, along with crumbs of the real story. These gems include, well, it was true that she and Joe met at work, but it was about a year ago when they were both interviewing for the executive training program that they're in now. Amy said, though, that they first became friends before getting together romantically. Apparently, Joe told her that he was legally married, but that we had been separated in spirit and living our separate lives since 2020. But that he didn't want to kick me out and make me homeless during the pandemic because I didn't make much money and we live with high cost of living. Joe told Amy that we met in our early 20s and that he was mentoring me in a GED prep program. That I was a high school dropout who was struggling with addiction and that he essentially rescued me, helped me to get me clean, tutored me for my GED, and had been supporting me since through gradually working on college classes. He told Amy that I was working on prepping for an IT career and was currently making $45,000 a year as a help desk technician when she is making $200,000 a year. To be clear, and that he wanted to make sure that I could at least afford a studio apartment. He told Amy that we had separated because I had relapsed and he couldn't have a meaningful relationship with a drug addict. This is all lies. My entire history of drug use is occasionally sharing a joint in college, maybe 4 to 5 times total, never anything harder. He's like, listen, OP relapsed in her senior year. I know she's 23. I know she's 33. I know that. But listen, she had half a joint her senior year. Can I risk her doing that again? Riley, I don't know. As OP's filthy dirtbag husband, I don't know if I can go through it again, seeing her giggle a little bit and ask weird, funny questions. That I don't think I can recover from that.
That is a hard thing to go through.
I mean, that's honestly, if I'm being honest here, that's the hardest thing anyone's ever gone through is watching their partner share half a joint at 22 years old. And then she's like laughing a little bit.
Having a good time.
Having a good time. That is low value.
Unacceptable.
Right there. Be your own drug and take it. Oh my God. It is true that Amy was a 24-year-old virgin prodigy. God. What a LinkedIn title. Oh my God. She seemed dismayed that Joe had told me that, although at least the virgin part. She said it wasn't a moral issue. She was really just focused on school and work and didn't make any time to date. And that generally guys her age seemed mostly interested in casual hookups, especially the younger finance bro types, and she just wasn't interested in that. But that Joe took the time to get to know her and was actually interested in a meaningful relationship.
Nice.
Our hero, Joe.
Joe's been a good guy here.
Yeah, the sweetest guy on planet Earth. I asked her if the pregnancy was planned. She said, no, of course not. But it was a miracle because Joe had a vasectomy. So they took that as a sign that they should keep the baby.
Oh my gosh.
No, Joe did not have a vasectomy. As we were planning to be a child-free couple, I suggested it a couple of times over the years. He firmly stated that he didn't want to alter his body like that, so he left the birth control is my responsibility. My man wanted to bust a nut free range. That's what that was all about.
Dude, these lies. Oh my gosh.
Insane. It should be illegal. It really does seem that Amy is pretty blameless here. I mean, those of us who have been around the block would likely know not to believe a guy who claims to be separated, but is still legally married and living with his wife. But without her having any dating/relationship experience, I can see where she would take him at his word about everything, which I'll be honest, you're 24 and you've literally never had a relationship before. I think that's pretty reasonable and realistic. After all, I don't know anything was amiss with Joe until a couple of months ago, and I was married to him for 10 years in a 12-year relationship as well. I gotta wonder, what do we always say on the show, Riley?
The red flags had to come earlier.
Where were they? Riley was just like, oh, geez, oh
We say a lot of things here.
Wait, hold on. Like all the things you've ever said on the 2,000 stories. Wait a second. Riley was sweat like he was just about to fail the pop quiz.
I was like, just like going through my archives, like what we always said.
Riley, no matter what, you always get an A+ in my book.
Dude, thanks.
Now, of course, Amy didn't want to believe me. So now we're getting to OP spilling the tea. And I don't blame her for that either. After all, she's been in a relationship with Joe for a year and is 7+ months pregnant with his baby, who's coming very soon, ready or not. I couldn't immediately refute everything she said, but I showed her a couple of things. First, a picture of me in my late teens with my grandmother in front of my house, and also my LinkedIn profile, which shows my current job and education. I told her to do what she wanted with that info and to please stay safe and take care of herself, and then said my goodbyes. Yes, it was very odd, unexpected, and surreal. Sorry that this is long, but I figured my following tale will be interesting in this turn. I am not sure if I will update again, maybe in a year or so when I have truly processed everything with lots of therapy and am hopefully on to living my best life. As for Joe and Amy, it's up to them to find whatever their path is. I do hope that she wises up and leaves him, but sadly, I'm not confident about that. Neither am I. I'm sure he will be able to spin all this in his favor because that's what he does, but I also can't make it my problem anymore. And looking to the future, I have some more relevant comments. I think I've determined that because Amy's pregnancy was progressing, he was starting to get nervous about how he would juggle everything and decided to preemptively blow up the marriage in order to get the upper hand. So none of those things were genuine critiques. They were just designed to throw me off balance. Which does kind of make sense. God, what insane, ridiculous commands. So here's a question and a theory. Is it possible that Joe actually won't do anything like what he said to OP because he was like, let me think of the most ridiculous things I could possibly like come up with and just kick that to her until she's like, this is insane, I'm leaving, which technically worked. And he was just, he wasn't like, oh, this is actually me. I'm just saying these things that I believe is like so insane that it'll just cause my wife to leave me.
Like sort of like his like escape.
Yeah. Like, because what we were kind of theorizing and I was kind of theorizing like, oh, I think he's going to go to Amy and just pull the exact same script on her.
Yeah.
But is it possible that he was actually like, no, let me say the most insane, ridiculous things ever just to like get her to kind of like leave me? Like with the request of like, oh, basically do like a 5-star banquet every day and like, you know, dress like a 1950s housewife. Yeah.
Gotcha. Like he would. Yeah. And yeah, that was probably his plan.
Yeah.
For sure.
And you know, maybe it's somewhere in the middle, but I'm kind of curious. There's a possibility that he wasn't like about, I guess, those things specifically, but was using it as like a way to just like blow up the marriage. But I still think he's in that world, but maybe also was like, okay, I know that these requests will. On to another comment. How did she take it when you said that you owned the house? She didn't really believe me about the house and said that we were going to have to talk to Joe about it. She said she hoped that I would think about it and not be so stubborn, and that the offer remained open to take the money she offered to move out by the end of September.
Oh, so she was like, here you go, get out.
I'll give you some money if you move out like a little early. Wow.
Yikes.
Not today, sweetie. Maybe another comment. Maybe the reason he didn't have more fun money was that he was spending it on her. OP. Oh yes, definitely. A lot of the golf days, now we're seeing, were actually spent with her, not golfing. So he wasn't the one playing with the balls.
Yeah.
She was. And he only played golf once or twice a month, not weekly as he represented to me. Apparently, he convinced her the reason he could never spend the night with her during most of the past year before he moved in with her was that I tended to get high in the evenings and he was always worried I would OD and he wanted to make sure he could keep an eye on me.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. The kind of sick, twisted human you have to be to tell a lie like that.
On your own wife.
On your own wife who you've shared 12 years with. I mean, like going through life with someone for 12 years, like there is some sort of connection there of like, all right, they undoubtedly had a hand in like, you know, shaping you and your life and like all these things. And
you would think.
You would think, Riley. You would think. On to another comment. Did you tell her that he really didn't have a vasectomy? I did tell her, but her answer to that was to insist that he did have one. He just didn't want to tell me because he had only gotten one because although he did want kids, he didn't want to bring them into a world with a drug addicted spouse. God, he just doesn't get any better. In fact, he gets way worse.
Oh,
But Riley, I think you need to buckle your seatbelt. You know why?
why?
We have the final update
Oh my gosh.
of the story. So on to the Joe and Amy front. After my last post, all was quiet for a couple of weeks until Amy, her due date quickly approaching, reached out again to ask if I'd given any more thought to her offer to pay me 17 grand to vacate the house quickly so that she and Joe can move in. Again, this is the house I inherited that I own free and clear, but Joe told her he owns it and that he was giving me time to get my finances together before evicting me. At this point, I decided to package up a lot more evidence of Joe's lies to send to Amy. Now we're cooking. I sent her a copy of the deed and my property tax records showing that the house is in my name only. I sent her copies of my diplomas to prove that I am not, in fact, a high school dropout. I sent her some info on various professional associations I'm involved in, awards that I have won to show that I actually do have a senior level job and I am not unemployed, as well as proof of my income. I sent her copies of all of my drug test results for the past 5 years. I have a drug-free workplace and they test 2 to 3 times a year. Wow, that came in handy. My goodness. Maybe we should institute that policy. I sent her time-stamped photos and text exchanges to show that Joe was still having a romantic relationship with me until July this year. Nothing salacious, just photos of us showing some G-rated affection, exchanging loving words over text, etc. I even found a text exchange from a couple of years ago when we last discussed about him potentially getting a vasectomy with his final decision not to proceed with one. A couple days later, she responded and she still thought I was just kidding. She believed me.
Oh, shoot.
We got it. However, in the end, it didn't matter as Joe convinced her that he had lied for very good reasons. What? The way they both tell the story, they met at work and were incredibly drawn to each other in a way that felt inevitable. However, due to Joe being married, he felt that if Amy knew he was, to that point, happily married, she would either turn away from him and miss out on the love of a lifetime, or she would go ahead with an affair but be consumed with guilt. So, to avoid either of these outcomes, and especially to save poor precious Amy from the guilt, Joe decided to create a alternative narrative in which he was in a marriage that had ended for all intents and purposes years ago, in all ways but legally, because I was an uneducated drug addict who kept relapsing and couldn't get my life together. That was so she could essentially believe he was single. How noble of Joe to bear all of that guilt alone. NC. Unfortunately, Amy said she understood and forgave him immediately. Amy, no, that's not what you do. With a baby due any day, I suppose I can kind of understand the desire to justify the lies. Even though the reality is horrifying, I suppose it's not my problem anymore. Amy did have her baby over a month ago, and I guess she and Joe will make whatever life together or not it's meant to be. As for me, I'm doing pretty well. I actually got a big promotion at work. I'm not managing people, which I don't want to do, but we'll be working on higher profile projects with a 40% raise, which starts after the new year. The house is really big for just me, so I have a couple of roommates now. A friend who is also going through a divorce moved in, as well as a younger mid-20s cousin who moved to the city for work. We're all having a lot of fun together. I'm not really ready to date yet, still in therapy processing all of the marital fallout, which, listen, OP, take your time, girl.
Yeah, you're good, girl.
Yeah. But getting there and looking forward to whatever new adventures life has to offer. This will probably be my last post in this series anyway, as the saga of Joe and Amy, or at least my role in it, is finished. With us legally divorced and having no ongoing financial or other ties, the best thing I can do is leave them to their own story and get on with my Joe-free next phase. Thank you all for listening to my story for much of 2023. I do appreciate the support and helpful advice I've received along the way.
Wow.
Wow. That was a doozy.
That was crazy.
Doozy of a story. Amy has made the decision to stop here and move on with her life.
Yeah.
Right. Do you think, in the spirit of petty revenge, that if you were in OP shoes, would you want to say, whether it be the divorce suit or like other things, continuing to get Amy to leave him? Would you continue down that path for the ultimate petty revenge, or do you just cut your losses, move on with your life?
Honestly, I would try to just cut my losses and move on with my life.
Yeah.
Because if you like go down the petty life, like you got a kid involved, and then the kid could it would have to live with that.
Yeah.
Being like something that was very bitter from the past. I mean, it would be a little bit of petty revenge, like something small.
Yeah.
But if you're like going after it, I probably won't. It'll just bring up bad things later in the future.
Yeah, might as well. Yeah, I'm 100% the same way. It's like, it is so not worth it. And honestly, we were talking a little bit earlier about like the divorce case. Like, if he got 75%, was that actually a good deal? What's probably a good deal for OP? Getting this stuff out of her hair.
Yeah.
And just like moving the freak on with her life.
Yeah.
And being able to enjoy it.
That's going to take like at least a year and a half, 2 years. I mean, it'll always be in the back of her head, but it needs to be not recent. And that takes time.
Oh, something like this, 12-year relationship. And like, there's probably stuff maybe that OP chose to omit that like always got to be red flags. I'm sorry. Like, something. We get roasted in glasses. But my last question for you, I think this one will be a little bit of a hardball. Everyone answer in the comments what you think below. Do you think that OP is the a-hole for not doing everything she can, not for petty reasons, to get Amy out of the relationship with the husband?
Ooh, that's a really good point. Because one, Amy is pretty young.
Yeah.
And it doesn't... First relationship, it does not seem like a place Amy needs to be. I feel like, honestly, she did everything that she could. Like, she sent her all the receipts, all the documentations. Like, what else more could she do? Honestly, I feel like she did it all. I mean, yeah. Do you think she could have done more?
No. I mean, like, maybe if it was the first time, it was like she just showed her LinkedIn and like something on like pictures or whatever. So it's like, okay, that wasn't that crazy. Maybe you could go a little bit more. But then she went, I mean, all the drug tests, the text showing that he didn't have the vasectomy, all of the degrees, the awards, everything. Like, she really, like you said, she basically laid out all the receipts that one would reasonably need. My fiance secretly flew to Paris to visit his ex. Should I leave him? And this is OKOP, where we read the craziest true stories on earth. I'm John, and Sophia, do you think, with zero context, that OP should leave this relationship?
Yes.
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 Do I sense a divorce chant
I think
in the works?
You do. I think there's a divorce chance coming. It's bubbling up.
I am so
under
ready
the
for this
surface.
divorce chant. And actually, this is very special because this is the first time that we have excommunicated Sam from the podcast.
Yes, he's gone.
Just totally
I've replaced
kicked him
him.
out.
I've
Yes.
stolen his face.
Yes.
And I've stolen his podcast.
You have.
Yeah.
And we are honestly so glad. We are so happy. Which, by the way, we do have a exclusive OK Storytime on a story that Sam has shared against you that we're going to get
Has he shared it on the pod?
multiple times.
Wait,
So
is this the pod? What is this? It's a pod?
It's the pod. It's
This is the pod. Okay.
So you are going to give the hot tea exclusive on your side of the story.
Okay.
After the story.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be hot
wait.
goss.
Okay, yeah, of course.
Are you ready?
Yes.
So this comes from Throwaway Secret Paris. They say, fake names, this is a throwaway because my fiance is a big Reddit user. Perfect place for this story. My fiance, 27 female, Eric, 27 male, has a friend named Jane, 20-something female, who lives in Paris. We were introduced to each other through our friends, so we've only met once over video chat. Me and my fiance Eric have been together for over a year and a half. And before we got together, he and his ex Jane were involved.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Suspicious. Wait, no, they were still dating.
They were dating at the time.
Okay.
But it could be suspicious.
It could be suspicious.
We don't know.
We don't know yet.
He told me it ended badly, but they did get over it. I don't know exactly what happened. I've never asked. She is really important to him. They do talk once or twice a month over text or video chat, and I know that they have a lot in common. I don't know Jane's situation, but Eric's parents were abusive, and I've pieced together that Jane's were as well. I've never gotten the impression that either one of them wants to go back to how it was, and he's never given me a reason to be insecure until now. I have to throw
a little red flag.
Red flag on the play. Sophia, do you think it's a red flag if they're in regular monthly contact with their ex?
I think that's kind of tricky. I feel like I feel like that's kind of towing the line.
Yeah.
Because if they have like a history of, parental problems, maybe it's just helpful, but I don't know.
It's a tough one, right? Because if you think about if they had a kid together, will it be totally normal for them to be in contact?
Yeah.
So there are things that like make it totally normal to be in contact with an ex, but I guess outside of kids, that's where it really gets like...
It's like trauma bonding low key.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. So it seems like they're both like his ex is still important, but maybe, I don't know. But it also, OP it doesn't seem uncomfortable with it. So
that's true. Until now.
Yeah.
Until now.
Yeah.
He asked me to marry him 3 weeks ago, and I said yes.
Congratulations.
I was really excited to marry him, but then suddenly a few days ago, he announced that he needed to go visit family, which was weird because he cut his family off several years ago. Really? Let me visit my excommunicate. Another red flag? He has expressed to me that he has no interest in seeing them again. He said that it was an important family emergency, and then he just left. He kept me updated, and we talked a few times on the phone. He told me that his mom was having health issues. I had no reason to be suspicious. Quick edit. I'm reading that over, and it sounds weird, but he's always been very touchy when it comes to talking about his family, and I didn't want to push it. But then, a couple of hours ago, I got a message from his ex, Jane, asking if Eric was okay. I said that he was visiting family, so he was probably just a bit stressed out, which is why he wasn't responding to her messages. She then informed me that he is in Paris.
Oh my God.
Chocolat bleu.
How could he?
Oh, baguette. In Paris with her.
Wait, why did she text the girlfriend then? OP.
Maybe because like she was like, oh, hey, we've been together.
Did you know?
Now he's gone. You know what I mean? Like, he disappeared from me in Paris.
Oh
so
my
like,
God.
where is he at?
He's at the Eiffel Tower.
And maybe
he's visiting the sites.
he might be visiting the wrong sites.
Yeah.
The site he should be visiting is his fiance.
At their wedding.
At their wedding.
On the aisle.
There. But he's taking in some other views, it looks like, right now. And she snuck a photo of him in her apartment. Okay, so she's got receipts.
It feels like she's setting him up.
Yeah, right? Is this so?
She's like, I just saw your boyfriend in Paris. He's with me right now.
I hired a private investigator to find out the clue. I haven't replied to her just yet. I am freaking out. I have no idea what to do. He just got on a plane to fly for 12 hours to see her without telling me, presumably last minute. Why is he there? Do I talk to him? Has anyone else ever been in this kind of situation? So we have some relevant comments.
Okay.
And a juicy update.
Oh, I love a juicy update.
Coming up. But we have to take a pause right here. What should Opie do?
I think
What do we do?
I think they have to talk. I think they have to talk to their partner. Because like maybe something came up with his mom and then he needed to like talk. I don't know.
She had an emergency, Paris. I need to taste the finest baguettes in all of Paris.
And she really needed to go to Paris and he would just happen to be there. And then he was like, hey, my ex is here. might go visit her.
Wait. I think I have a tinfoil hat moment. Okay, let's put on our
I
tinfoil
made
hats.
these guys.
Oh, which by the way, they're incredible. Please
Yeah.
put in the comments below how much you love these.
Yeah.
Because you know you love them and Sophia
I'm really
made them.
crafty.
Yes. So what if,
Okay.
big moonshot here. He is going to Paris to plan the wedding for OP in Paris.
In Paris.
It's going to be a big surprise.
Beautiful.
And he needs not just a woman to consult him, a woman who he knows well, who knows him well, to help plan the perfect wedding.
Could be.
Could it be possible?
It could be. And his mom is there too.
And his mom is there for some reason, who he cut off years ago.
He's rekindling the relationship in Paris with his mom.
Yes.
And not his ex.
Not his ex.
Not his ex.
Or maybe, and his ex to help. Everyone's planning the wedding. He called the Avengers of his
wedding
life.
Planner.
The Avengers of women in his life to plan a surprise Paris wedding for his fiance.
Yes.
I mean, it's possible.
It could be.
We have seen crazy things on the show, but we also have the sad, true, cold, hard facts.
Yeah.
Of literally what has been written.
Yeah.
And shared in the story.
And it maybe not so happy ending.
So I think we have to come
back to reality.
Back from outer space from our UFOs and see the sad, cold, hard reality that is facing OP in the face right now. Some relevant comments.
Okay.
This one comes from Goose211. I mean, good for her. Great name, right?
Like it.
I mean, good on her, the ex Jane, for telling you. Is she aware that you guys are engaged? Now, that is a great question because I get the sense she doesn't even know that OP is unaware that the fiance is there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I feel like she does know that she has to know that they're engaged if she has and is like texting OP.
Got to be, right?
Yeah.
I think the question
that's the
is
thing that you post on Instagram or something.
Yeah. I feel like the big question here is does Jane know that OP does not know
that
it is not in
her
the loop,
boyfriend is or her fiance is there?
Exactly. So OP replies, yes, she knows. She congratulated us both. And I believe he told her that he was going to propose before he did. Wow. Okay, so he's even telling her like, hey, I'm planning on.
Well, it seems like they're really like they dated and then they got really close as friends.
Yes.
So maybe it's not negative.
Maybe again, like if you go to the children situation, I think it's very normal for people to co-parent and have a healthy co-parenting relationship.
Yeah.
To care for their children and just have like the best setup possible. So in that environment, I think it's like very possible to have a great relationship like that. But outside of that.
Yeah. I think it's just where we get into a little dangerous.
It is.
It's the not telling.
The gray zone.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah.
Put in the comments if you have been in a similar situation before where you have a very close relationship with your ex that's not like around. There was some other reason other than children.
It turned into friendship or something.
I'm very curious to see. But we have a juicy update. Juicy update. Let's get into it.
I like that.
On to the update. Thank you for all the comments and advice. I read every single one and I appreciate all of the advice. I'm sorry I'm late for the update, but I am extremely tired and haven't really sat down in a week and a half.
Oh.
To get to the point, we have to guess. Is OP still in this relationship or not? Sophia.
I'm gonna say yes.
Still in the relationship?
I think maybe they're still in the relationship. I think they're working it out.
I left him. It's over.
Oh my God.
Chocolat bleu.
Wow.
A lot of people were concerned that he'd find the post, but I did change a lot of the details. The main issue remains the same. The ex Jane lives in a foreign country at least 12 hours away, and he decided to go to her without telling me.
Yeah, that's true.
I also did see some comments discussing the age gap between Eric and his ex Jane. Jane is in her late 20s. I said 20s-ish because I wasn't sure at the time exactly how old she was. After I posted and the comments started rolling in, I had to shut my phone off. There were many people saying that Eric wanted to be with Jane, that he wasn't over her, and I started having a panic attack. Oh.
Oh,
Yeah, that's like, imagine you're like your deepest insecurity
Yeah.
and you have hundreds of strangers commenting to basically confirm that.
that's awful.
That
I'm
is
sorry, OP.
Terrible.
How old is OP's ex-fiance?
Both 27.
Oh, what's
Both
the
27.
age gap?
So the age gap was the ex Jane.
Yeah, how old is she?
In her late 20s.
Earlier, she thought that she was like in her early
Late
20s.
20s.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
they thought they're
So
okay,
they're
okay.
all the same age, but
got
yeah,
it.
yeah. I am not an insecure person usually. And
Mhm.
Eric had given me absolutely no reason to be. But this whole thing, I felt very stupid and like I'd been blind.
Oh,
I know, right? He was always very open about his friendship with Jane and how much she meant to him. But there was absolutely nothing that made me think that he still had feelings for her. Honestly, even if he told me he wanted to go visit her without me, I'd probably have said this was fine as long as I go on my own vacation.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But anyways, I got Jane on the phone the next day.
Oh my God. She called Jane up?
Her story is that he just showed up at her
No.
door, claiming that he missed her and he just needed to, quote unquote, get away.
No. From his fiance? Oh my good. Yeah. Oh,
Babe,
no, no,
I
no,
just
no, no.
I just needed a second to like clear my head so I could be like so clear for my love for you, babe. Like I just needed, one time of seeing her, just like being there, smelling her beautiful French scents.
I just
you
needed to
know.
be in Paris
Yeah.
with you and
Yeah.
not my fiance.
Exactly. Jane provided proof that she had no idea he was coming. Okay, that's actually pretty
Jane
important.
sounds pretty cool.
Sounds like a real one. And I have no reason not to believe her when she tells me that nothing happened. I think she was angrier than I was. At the same time, she figured that something really bad must have happened either with me or his family. She knew from past experiences it was better to just let him talk when he was ready rather than pushing it. So we're going to take a break right here. Do we think that the ex Jane is innocent?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think
Why?
I think she's been in like regular contact with
Yeah.
OP. She's like the second that he showed up, she was like, "Hey, is something going on?"
Yeah.
And I feel like you wouldn't text. Like you wouldn't text the person like
If you thought, if you were trying to
if
be
you were trying to hide it.
sneaky.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't even think about it, but I think you're right. My
Yeah.
initial thought was the text was, oh, he's here. He, of course, told you, and I haven't seen him like today or
Yeah.
whatever. But I think you're right. He just showed up.
Yeah.
And she was like, hey, is everything okay? Because he just showed up
Yeah.
at my door,
What's
which
going on?
is even better.
Yeah.
Like that, even more is in her favor. I think so too.
Yeah.
It seems like, because think about it from her perspective too. They live countries apart. She's probably like, I want to, you are engaged.
Yeah.
I want to move on with my life.
Yeah, they had a messy breakup.
They had a messy breakup. They do have regular contact. So I'd imagine it's something they have to be pretty like, hopefully have like very strict and clear boundaries
Yeah.
around. And she's like, yo, you're kind of breaking all the boundaries right now by showing up unannounced.
Like that's insane. To come to Paris like 12, 14 hour flight.
Probably over $1,000, well over $1,000,
Yeah.
maybe over $2,000.
Was he expecting to stay with her?
Shows up at her door. Everything is looking good for Jane. Not good for Eric.
Yeah. Jane's cool.
Yeah.
Eric sucks.
Jules. Yeah, take that, Eric. But back to the story. So the ex Jane gave it 2 days, during which he was behaving very impulsively, kept spacing out, and he brought up their past multiple times. They hadn't seriously spoken about it since it ended years ago. He's usually the calmer, more level-headed of the two of them, so this behavior was extremely out of character. Finally, she decided to text me to see if I knew if anything was going on. So it looks like after the 2 days is when she
After the
reached
2 days.
out.
So he was staying with her for 2 days.
That is a great question, Riley. Producer Riley Big Protein. Do we know if that's the case? If Eric was in fact staying with
with her.
Jane the ex.
Oh, I don't think so.
It's not clear?
He just went to her apartment, but I don't think.
Yeah. So I think possibly.
Yeah.
Could be.
Because
Could
like
be.
with her track record, I don't think she would allow that.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, to be fair, I feel like because when I just came back from traveling
Mhm.
and I would just like hit people up, who I even if I didn't know them that well, like, friends and family, I'd be like, hey, can I stay with you? Because,
That's
traveling is expensive. So usually, even if you're not,
But did your ex who's engaged to be married
that's true.
show
No.
up at your door?
No, they're not.
Come on. You don't have a Eric the fiance knocking
That's
at your
true.
door or vice versa.
Yeah. Yeah. So maybe she said, you're not allowed to stay here. Go stay at the Marriott.
Maybe. It's unclear, but we'll see if we can find out. Finally, she decided to text me to see if I knew of anything. After I told her that he was with his family, she put it together pretty quick that I had no idea where he was. Ouch.
Yikes.
And then she confronted him about it.
Oh, cool.
They got into a massive fight that lasted for hours, and she eventually told him to leave. Okay, so that sounds even
It
more
sounds like he's staying with
there.
her. Yeah.
She didn't really tell me what the fight was about, just that she yelled at him for not telling me, but after talking to him, I've got a hunch. Me and Jane talked for a long time. Both of us were crying by the end of it. I think this whole thing opened up some wounds. She told me their history, a lot of which really surprised me, like how they weren't even really boyfriend and girlfriend, and that he's the one who ended it. He'd always given me the impression that it was bad, but ultimately a mutual breakup. It was just a really toxic situation for both of them, and it took them a long time to get back to being actual friends afterwards. Which brings me to my conversation with Eric.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dream team over here. Who needs a Sam? Not us.
Phrase of the video.
You're fired. He showed up after a few days after I had talked with Jane. So sounds like he's crawling back to the old US of A or wherever they're
He
from.
showed up jet lagged.
Yeah.
And he brought some like chocolate from Paris.
I got you all your favorite chocolates, babe.
Yeah.
I am gonna make this relationship so much better, babe.
Yeah.
So
you should.
I can make a baguette.
I found myself in Paris.
Chocolate blue.
No, you've been fired, Sam.
Yeah, you've been fired. Get out of here.
Rehired.
No. He can't be here.
Get out of here.
The OK verse is broken. Security. Escort him out. Oh, there we go. The podcast just got so much better. Okay.
Back to it.
Back to the story. I had packed up and left to a friend's house at that point. He came over to talk. My friend was in the place the whole time.
That's good. Good friend.
Good friend.
Wait, did she know that the friend was there? Did he know that the friend was there? Because sometimes like girls break up with guys and like the girlfriend would be in the back of the car hiding. I wonder if it was that situation.
What?
Yeah, break that down for me a little bit.
So like
Explain.
We're in a car and there's a girl in the back
There's
seat.
a girl in a car.
There's a girl in the trunk.
Is it that?
yeah, that's
Was she waiting for him like outside? You mean
like if me and you were breaking up,
right?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
and Sophia was there for me,
Right.
but
Yeah,
I
Sophia
would
was
be.
in the closet and you didn't
I
know
would
she
be
was
in the
there.
closet.
oh, like she was staking out to gather
Yeah.
intel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Oh.
recording you and I'm
Yeah.
sending it to
Because
the FBI.
if you would have known Sophia was there, you probably wouldn't say a lot of nasty things to me.
yeah.
Right.
So then she gets
a
all
little
the-
stakeout. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I wonder if that
Maybe.
was a situation.
Yeah.
That's we need to get you
Yeah.
one of those,
Ooh.
okay? So we ended up talking for a while. I asked him 100 questions and he answered about 5 of them.
What?
He said that he was very sorry that he can't provide an actual explanation for what he did because he himself does not understand why. I said that wasn't good enough and I needed him to tell me what happened. He said he couldn't, but I won't understand. I suggested couples therapy for us. He's been doing it individually since before I met him,
That's good.
but he said he didn't want to. He just wants to forget that anything happened.
Typical.
Perfect.
Typical.
The positive explanation I have is that he had some kind of freak out after we got engaged, which is I think it's a pretty good theory right there. Or maybe something did happen with his parents and he couldn't talk to me about it. Hence him seeing Jane, I guess. Which is fine. I don't necessarily think that if someone is struggling, the first person they should always go talk to about it is their partner. I'm totally fine with him going to Jane if he was freaking out over the prospect of us getting married, or if he did hear something about his mom. Obviously, don't fly to another country and lie about it, but that goes without saying. Jane could probably understand that better than I could and would know what to say. but he can't even talk to me about it now, nor is he making an effort. So how does that bode?
Not well.
Not well, I would say. He just wants to pretend that everything is fine and normal, and I just can't do that. On top of all of that, up until now, he's never been secretive about how he feels or what he's thinking or about his history. He hates talking about it and is touchy about people asking a lot of questions about it, but he's always told me the stuff that I ask him. I think if he was panicking over getting married, or if something actually happened with his mom, he would tell me. I can't help myself and asked if it was because he just doesn't want to talk about the fact that he wants to be with Jane and regrets how he treated her.
Oh, wow. She was direct.
She was
OP,
direct.
you really got to the point.
AF.
And I love you for that.
Yeah, we do. He denied that. But I think I hit a nerve. We see you.
You don't go to Paris for the vibes.
That's right. He claimed that he doesn't have any leftover feelings for her other than the fact that she's a big what if. That's it.
He said that?
Yeah, that's all. That's all. She's just a big what if. It's fine. She's just, that's all there is. She is important to him, but she is the past and I am the future. This may just be my fear talking, but what if this whole time he's been using me to try to make Jane jealous because he's realized that he lost her? I think he went there to see her because he's realized he still wants her. And she's been living her life without him, no problem.
In Paris.
In Paris, of all places.
Paris.
The city of romance.
She's living life.
Which I actually also have a OK story time about romance in the city of Paris. I think that's what they fought about. I think he went there to see her because he's realized that he still wants her. And she's been off living her life without him, no problem. It's bad enough that this is the case, but if I take him back, what if she changes her mind? I don't have a reason to believe that she'll change her mind. She doesn't talk about him the way that I talk about someone I'm romantically interested in. And now that I know their history, I wouldn't want him back either, but who knows? After our conversation, it's obvious that he's not 100% certain that he wants to build a life with me. And he's not willing to do what it takes to fix this. I'm not worth the work. He won't even try. And that's basically the big issue for me. I can't build a life with someone that won't put in the effort. So I don't want to be with him. I told him to leave and he left without a fight. I've blocked him on everything. I've talked to Jane a few times since then and they have spoken. She told me that he's probably going to take some time off work and just figure stuff out. I hope he can get some help. Plus, I know it sounds utterly bizarre, but I think I've actually gained a new friend in her.
Yay!
That is actually kind of, we love the unexpected friendships.
I was hoping that was going to be what happened.
The low-key wholesome turnaround.
I love that because Jane seems really cool and she seems like she's looking out for OP.
100%.
And OP, you are worth the work.
Yes.
And Eric?
And Eric is not worth the work.
Eric?
He is terrible. He is worth no work.
Yeah.
He is workless.
Oh, poor Eric.
No. Who cares? Who cares?
Eric, you need to go to therapy.
Yes. We already is in therapy, but he refused to do individual couples therapy, which is so odd because it's like
Eric doesn't want to put in the work.
No.
And that's
it's clear.
Yeah. And you deserve someone who will put in the work.
You're a queen who deserves royalty, OP.
And I love you.
I said what I said. Jane has checked in on me multiple times and even helped put me in touch with a new place to live that I just moved into. Wow.
Jane!
Now that is above and beyond.
Jane!
Wow. Jane the friend. I am really tired.
Aw, me too.
It's been a really horrible and busy time. Thanks for the support and the advice. I'm glad that I found out now before we started seriously planning, or worse, after we got married or had children. If I find out anything more, I will update on my profile if anyone has any advice on how to deal with the embarrassment or good ice cream flavors to get through this pain. Now, we do have some relevant comments to finish us off, but I think the question right here for everybody watching And for you, Sophia,
It's me.
Did OP make the right decision?
I think absolutely.
Yeah.
I think the whole relationship, she was so trusting. And then I don't think it was like she gave him a chance to explain and he didn't even try. Like he didn't even want to talk to her about it. And I feel like there are moments when you're like, oh, like you're going through something and you can't talk about it yet.
Yes.
But you can be like, yeah, I'm sorry, I can't talk to you about it.
I'm working through something right now.
I'm working through something.
Totally.
But like going to Paris and lying about it, that's a little too far.
And just just forget about it.
Yeah,
Je ne sais pas, baby.
Exactly. Just saying like, oh, let's just go back to normal life. No,
You can't.
you can't.
You can't do that. But we have some relevant comments to close us out here. Winterfront 1431 says, it definitely sounds like he was trying his luck with Jane. Maybe he thought he could get something to happen and then come back and either have it gotten out of the way or leave you for her. Don't wait around for him. Keep him blocked. OP says, I think it's pretty funny that he seems to have thought that the woman who has moved to a foreign country has been sitting around for the past few years just waiting for him to want her.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so sorry for what he put you both through and Jane through. And if he is in counseling like he stated, it's not working because this shows he has some deep unresolved issues and he thinks he can be fixed with the right partner. Jane is a good person. I wish well to the both of you. OP says, no, seriously, she is my hero.
Yes.
And I genuinely hope that he gets the help that he needs.
Yeah.
I don't want him to be miserable for forever. He was a good partner until all of this. My experience with him doesn't match up all that much with Jane's experience with him.
Oh, OP, you're so nice.
You are an okay queen, okay? Good gravy.
God.
Wonderland Harps, another great username, says, I do think that he's got some unresolved issues, but it sounds more like he's taking some form of drug if he has no history of manic breakdowns. Not acting himself and jumping from topic to topic with Jane sounds like a mania episode or drug involvement. OP says he doesn't have any history of manic breakdowns that I know of, but he does have significant mental health issues. These come with their moments. But up until now, it's always been the I'm gonna stuff down my feelings because then they don't exist kind, more than the I'm gonna do something crazy kind. But from what I've always seen, he's managed it pretty well. It could have been a manic episode. I definitely think he panicked over something. I don't know about drugs. I really hope it's not.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have any proof of that.
We don't have any evidence.
We don't have any evidence of that, but
it
you know.
is a pretty drastic thing to do.
But they were about to get married, which is a big life change.
Yes.
Which isn't saying what he did was right at all.
Of course,
but,
of
you know,
course.
it could have been like he had his own problems.
The classic like cold feet or whatever, the pre-wedding jitters.
Yeah.
And then he kind of just freaked out from that and did it. Who knows? But one thing we do want to know is the OK story time where we dish on Sam.
Is it time?
It is OK story time. So basically the story that we have heard from Sam's point of view.
Yeah, what's his point of view on this?
The defendant says, and I'm gonna butcher it a little bit, but there was basically an incident with him, Christian, who lives in the
Christian was there.
OK Estates house. They were doing some sort of Mentos in a bottle type experiment. And they were just having fun and joshing around. And I think it was something to the effect of you know, waddled in the way of it and it released either they unintentionally or intentionally or from Sam's point of view, completely unintentionally. And you kind of like approached it in a way that caused you to catch the Mentos bottle in the face.
Oh, he's really dramatizing the story.
Something along those lines. And then that you two have basically had conflicting versions of the story.
Yeah.
Tell us your side.
Okay.
The plaintiff
so
continues.
This is the story. Set the scene. I think I was 12.
Okay.
My friends were over. We were having a little sewing club moment. And we were all in the front yard. So we were in the garage doing our little sewing, like with the garage door open. And Sam and Christian are doing the little Mentos in the Coke bottle kind of thing.
Classic like girl activities and guy activities going on here.
Yeah. And then we wandered over because we're like, oh, that sounds fun. And so Sam puts the Mentos in the Coke bottle and then like throws it and it goes in the street. And so I see a car coming and I'm like, well, if that Mentos bottle goes off, it's going to like, be loud.
Explode, yeah.
And I'm like, if a car goes past that, I was worried that it would like be a loud noise and they would, freak out
Right.
in the car. And I was like, that's dangerous. And so I was thinking, I was 12. So give me a little credit. I was thinking I'm going to grab it really quickly and then just throw it further away, like back towards our house.
Right.
So that, it's not in the street. And so when I went to do that, it like exploded, but not in my face. I was fine. It just
Okay.
loud ringing in my ears.
Right.
Yeah.
So it didn't
That's
like
the story.
It didn't like launch.
No,
It
no,
like
no.
fully just exploded.
Yeah.
Near you.
I was holding it.
You were holding
I was
it.
holding it.
Wow.
I didn't get hurt or anything. It just like
Okay.
hurt my ears.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was really loud. And I was like, if a car is passing that, that's dangerous.
So here, okay, I
Yeah.
think I'm getting to the crux of the disagreement.
Yeah.
Did you ever like go to your parents or be like, oh, Sam like attacked me with this bottle or like anything like that?
No, my mom was there. She was in the garage and she was like, and I was like on the floor. I'm like, and
Right.
she's like, what's going on? And so, yeah.
Okay,
and I didn't
okay.
blame him.
Right.
He just insinuates that I like was like, oh, bottle. And I picked it up, which is not true. I had a plan. And I was
Okay.
like trying to save a car.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think because like I'm like
Yeah.
struggling to remember his full version of it.
No, that's how he tells it.
I think it's the his thing is like you were like, oh, let me just
Yeah,
go
let me
pick up
just
this
go pick
random
up the
bottle.
bottle.
Whereas you
No.
were like, I have a plan to
Yes.
rescue
Yes,
this
this
car and
car.
everyone in it.
And maybe I didn't need to do that, but again,
Right.
I was 12 and I was like, oh, this is dangerous. I should move it away.
You
Yeah.
picked up the mantle where no Sam would.
No, Sam would.
There were no Sam's
Sam didn't
present
even have
trying
that
to
thought
save.
in his head.
Not at all.
Yeah,
So I think we've gotten to the bottom of it.
I think.
Sam is the a-hole.
Thank you.
Yes.
I've waited years for this.
A-hole. But I also have an okay story time. We were
Nice.
talking about Paris and love being in the air.
Love in the air.
Love in the air.
Mm-hmm.
So I was in San Francisco. I was
That's not Paris.
probably, let me tell the story,
sorry,
okay,
sorry.
Sophia?
Sorry.
My goodness.
You in San Francisco.
I was in San Francisco.
He does have a track record
Let
where
me live.
he doesn't know where he's at.
And I was probably Riley's age, like 22. I had met this friend in the Bay when I was like 18, and I moved back to the Bay and we started hanging out. She was working at Zynga and she's like, oh, let me give you a whole tour of Zynga, like her office. It's like you remember like Farmville
No.
on Facebook? These damn kids. It's like a Facebook game.
Okay, sure,
Basically,
sure.
Zynga was like Facebook games. That
Okay.
was like there was like a gaming
Yeah,
company.
for sure.
And Riley will give.
We weren't
Yeah.
allowed
What,
to
what
play
else did
games.
they do?
Oh,
Words with
yeah,
friends.
yeah.
There we
yeah,
go.
yeah,
You're
yeah. I know.
ringing
that.
some bells. So she was working there. She
I
gave me a
love
whole
Words with
tour.
Friends. Sorry, yeah.
Words with wait, was that Zynga?
Was
Words with
it?
friends?
I love Words with Friends.
Maybe. Oh yeah, that was
sorry.
a that
That's
was a
not the-
classic.
Besides the point.
Besides the point,
You were staying with a friend.
I was in San Francisco. She
Yeah.
showed me her office.
Yeah.
And we had been friends, at this point, rekindling our friendship.
Sure.
I was like, she seems cool and cute and interested, and she invited me to her office.
She invited you to her office.
Let
Yeah.
me invite her to dinner. And I asked my bestie at work,
Mm-hmm.
Lindsay, I was like, girl, give me the best locations for this date. And she said, oh, Lola's rooftop Argentinian steakhouse where you see the whole view of San Francisco.
Yeah.
It was on. So
Yeah.
took her to Lola's. It was going great. We were
Amazing.
chatting up all this stuff. And I was like, hey, waiter, I'm ready. We got some crazy, like I got some sizzling chorizo pork shoulder and just immaculate. I mean, 11 out of 10 vibes. I called the waiter to get the bill with the full intentions of paying for the bill. And then she's like, oh, you know what's something I forgot to tell you? She was doing this like rotation, like, she like rotates her position every like few months. She's like, in this next rotation, I'm going to be in Paris on Valentine's Day with my boyfriend. How cool is that?
Ooh.
And that's the day I learned that if I shouldn't say, do you want to go to dinner? I should say, you want to go on a date. Here's this great, be very intentional,
Yeah.
which to be fair, I've also had plenty of times where I would be going out with a female friend and we'd get coffee or whatever, and it was not a date. We were just hanging out as friends. So that was the day I learned to be direct.
Yeah.
And the day that Paris made me sad.
Yeah, that is sad.
Yeah.
I feel like she might have known though. Like I feel like when people ask you out.
Right?
I feel like that was like, oh, I have a boyfriend.
Yeah. Like if I had asked someone out and like she's like, oh, I have a boyfriend, let me tell him.
Yeah.
And like either like, oh, hey, don't feel comfortable going to dinner, which is well within your right, 100%. Or if you're like, oh, I'm still down, but just so you know, I'm dating someone, like I'm not, not trying to date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sad though.
Here's but then I can't remember if I said this part. I then, in this split second after she told me that, decided to split the bill. Am I the a-hole?
Oh.
Because I always
that's
pay.
A last minute decision.
I always pay on the first date.
Yeah.
But if I'm hanging out with a friend, I usually, unless it's like whatever, majority of the time, 50% plus, split the bill. Like, hey, we'll just pay for whatever we both got.
Yeah. I don't think it's like necessarily like if you go out with a friend and you pay for the bill, I don't like it doesn't always mean date.
Yeah.
But I get she's just told you have
the implication.
Yeah. So I don't think so.
Because I'm not trying to come back and be like, oh, you're going to Paris. Well, let me pay for your bill. How about that? You know, like some nice guy energy.
Yeah. I feel like in that scenario, I'll let you off.
Big protein?
Dude, if you would have paid for it, you would have definitely been a simp. Knowing that's a simp move. If you know she has a boyfriend and then you also paid for it, that's a simp move. And you didn't simp.
Double simp. I would have double simped, but instead I double pimped.
What?
By the way, Riley's nickname is Big Protein.
Yeah, no, I've heard the story. I was briefed.
It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing.
Guys, do another Big Protein comment thread because it just makes me happy when you comment Big Protein 100 times for.
Yeah, Riley did give me a protein shake this morning.
Big Protein lives up to his name. Yeah. But speaking of living up to our names, Sophia, I think we have another story from you.
What?
We do. Read it now. Do it.
My girlfriend is sleeping with her ex and I'm uncomfortable with it. Should I stay or should I go? Should OP stay or should they go?
You know, I could see how your girlfriend sleeping with her ex is kind of not cool.
Yeah.
Like kind of not great.
The vibe.
I am predicting that this is going to be one of those ones where it's like
tricky wording.
They were literally sleeping next to each other because babe, we were just like on the trip and there was no space in the hotel and it was literally like the floor was covered in fleas and like
they were in Paris.
There were
bed bugs.
There was like literally
they had to cuddle together for warmth.
No other option.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's what this is going to be.
Yeah.
And still,
I think they're trying to trick us.
And even still, it's not okay. So I'm going to go with OP, you should go. You should. I love that. Yeah, we should do that.
We are doing that.
That's true.
All right.
My girlfriend of 2 years won't forgive me for cheating on my ex-fiance, and I am at a loss. Cheater's gonna cheat.
And maybe cheat again.
And you know what? Reader's gonna read.
Read it.
So let's get into it. I'm just gonna jump in. Some background. So I know the sub often quotes once a cheater, always a cheater. I agree and disagree at the same time. I cheated on my ex-fiance
and he deserved it.
Ouch. When I was 24 years old. I had recently found out after my mother had passed that she was not actually my mother, but my grandmother. Oh
what?
My goodness. So this is like a DNA test and cheating story.
Double
combined. It's OKOP Christmas.
Wow. It's an OKOP triple quadruple whammy.
2-for-1 shampoo.
Stories.
And thank you to all of you who are coming in. That's 2 hours late, but hey, we're freaking here.
We're coming in, giving you the story, ladies and gentlemen. So Opie goes on to say, wow, my junkie sister who OD'd when I was 15 was actually my bio mom. So it's the classic, my mom.
I love how this is a classic.
It is a classic situation.
Yeah, my junkie
you all
mom,
know.
my sister.
This is OKOP.
The best episode of Doctor Who, one of the best episodes, follows that plot line. Are you my mommy?
Well,
are you
thanks
my
for
mommy?
spoiling it for me, Sophia.
I was going to watch the doctor, but let's get back to the story.
My fiance at the time, Alma, told me that I needed to get over it because there was nothing I could do. Get over the mom passed away and him finding out, like, oh, my sister was actually my mom the whole time, right?
Get over it.
God. She stopped wanting to talk to me, even if it was about her day, and I felt emasculated constantly. She refused to do it with me for months at a time, and I withdrew. We both stopped trying, but neither of us were ready to let go as we were both high school sweethearts and were afraid of being without each other. Long story short, I had a one-night stand.
They hadn't been hooking up for like months, and
That's when you break up.
yeah,
You
For
break
their whole
up.
relationship, but an OP and his now ex-fiance at the time were like, they didn't want to leave each other. They're high school sweethearts.
leave each other.
Yeah, leave each
each
other.
other.
Guys,
Just
leave each other in the
leave.
comments
Leave
if they should leave.
excuses.
Yeah,
Let
yeah.
us know. Should they leave? Just
or
tell
should
us.
they stay?
Just tell us. In the moment, it felt nice that someone was interested in my day, in me, and found me sexually attractive. And then it felt like someone dropped a boulder on me. Kind of happens when you cheat, my guy. I told my fiance Alma immediately the day after, and we split up. I am by no means proud of myself for cheating. Getting back to the story here. I felt sick to my stomach looking at myself and took a year to reevaluate my life. I moved apartments, hit the gym, ate better, tried Buddhism, and now I feel better. Wow, what
Tried
a journey.
or like fully
Tried
went
Buddhism.
Just
Yeah,
tried.
dip my
in? Just like
toes in.
spiritually enlighten myself.
Wasn't for me.
You cannot try, only do. Only Buddhism. She apologized for pulling away, and I apologized for cheating, and we forgave each other.
What?
Closure.
That's good.
We will never be great friends again, but I feel better knowing that we both won't cringe when we see the other person. I met my now girlfriend Sasha at a mutual friend's party. I got her number and we really hit it off. When we broached the conversation about past relationships, I told her what happened between me and Alma. I told her that if she had any questions or if this made her feel uncomfortable, then to let me know. She seemed fairly understanding, though she had never cheated or been cheated on, and we continued to have a wonderful relationship, and we moved in together in November.
Okay. So moving on.
Moving on. Fast forward to now-ish. She started to become increasingly curious about my cheating incident. She asked me if the one-night stand and I ever talked about it after. She asked me about the one-night stand, if I ever talked about it after, if she knew I had a fiance, if Alma wanted to try and work things out, if I ever tried to get with other women in relationships, etc., etc., etc.
Oh, so she's like,
still
is
digging.
this gonna happen to me?
Yeah.
I answered her honestly to all the questions and let her know that if she's concerned if I'm going to cheat again, I will keep my electronics and such open to her. Basically, you can have my phone. Look, I ain't cheating.
This is a slippery slope that we're entering into.
Slippery slope.
Uh,
Things seemed to be all right for a bit until I noticed that Sasha was compulsively going through my devices.
oh no.
She didn't ask me any more questions regarding my infidelity, but just became very jealous and controlling. For example, 3 weeks ago, I had to take my computer to the shop because it had been acting buggy. Oh no. Come to find out that it had a keylogger of some sort that had been installed on my computer.
Oh.
Oh my god. I
Okay,
wonder-
so she's going like full on hacking.
Oh no, she said she hadn't been cheated on in the past.
Hadn't been in the past.
Yeah, she hadn't been
Yes.
cheated in the past.
So
Yeah.
this isn't
Good
from-
This is her first rodeo.
Yeah.
This is their first
Being
rodeo.
with a cheater.
Quick question for you two and everyone in the comments, and we'll check in a sec. Do you leave the relationship at this point? Break up or not?
I'm curious
Break
if
up or not?
someone cheated in a past relationship, would that hurt your current relationship? And also, Crystal and I, Joe, happy birthday, Sleepless Nights. Let's go.
Yeah.
I feel like once we get to the break, we should sing happy birthday for you.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Great. Yeah, we will sing you happy
Absolutely.
birthday
Stay
for
Stay
sure.
tuned.
Can
Stay
we?
tuned for sleeping happy birthday.
Is that a copyright thing?
No,
Is
happy
it?
birthday is not copyrighted.
They won't be able to do that. They won't be able to
Okay.
do that.
Oh,
Not
I
us
think that they
singing.
will be. I was like,
I think happy birthday
I don't
song
think
is
you can
past
cap-
the copyright.
Oh, it is? Oh,
expiration.
good.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
to my
That'd been
knowledge,
awkward.
you can't
All right.
copyright happy birthday.
But let's get back into this story.
So I brought this up to Sasha, and she asked why I took my computer in, that it worked fine for her, and that maybe it was downloaded when I went onto some porn site or something.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. It seems a little sus.
Another example would be Alma messaging me on Facebook last week, wondering why I had sent her and another girl from my high school text messages. So texting Alma, the ex-fiance, and some other female friends from school.
Wait, he's been texting? Or
They have received some texts from him. They have received. Is he the one sending them?
Oh,
is he the one typing the messages that are being sent?
So she's trying to do like her history.
She's messaging them.
She's
oh,
messaging
sorry.
them.
I was like,
Yeah, Sophia
And
said-
Sophia
is
ladies
here
and
with the rest of
gentlemen.
us.
So Opie says, I had no idea what she was talking about, and she sent me screenshots from a cell phone number that's obviously mine. The texts weren't inappropriate, but obviously out of place. They just tried to strike up a conversation, but were obviously not done in my tone. Again, I asked Sasha, and she seemed genuinely clueless and baffled. I checked my online account, and it confirmed that the messages were sent from my phone.
Well, she has access to all of his
Yeah.
devices.
She has
so
access
duh,
to his
it's
devices.
her.
Yeah.
like, what are you talking about?
It's a hacker. It was probably those sites you're
Those
watching.
Probably a robber broke into our house and got onto your phone.
Oh, you're so right, babe. You're
Mm.
so right. Wow. Never thought of that.
No, don't buy it.
Yesterday, Sasha and I went out to celebrate her friend Danielle's promotion. When Sasha went to the bathroom, her friend Danielle brought up cheating, the favorite topic of the group.
Oh yeah, not a hot button topic at all.
She told me about this ex that had cheated on her all the time and cheated in all of his relationships. Once a cheater, you know?
Always a cheater.
Always a cheater. I told her that for some people that is true, but I think once a cheater should be reflective of the relationship that someone cheated in. I always know Alma will see me as a cheater. I can't take that away, but I never want to cheat again. I never want to step into a relationship and be treated like a cheater. I explained this to Danielle without referencing my past infidelity. She laughed and told me I deluded myself and that Sasha better keep an eye on me.
If you come into a relationship with the like mindset of like you have to keep your eye on your partner,
What are we doing? Then what
Yeah.
are we doing?
what's the
Yeah, the trust is eroded, and relationships
Yeah.
are built on trust. And if you don't have that kind of trust, then it's like never going to
It's-
work
yeah.
long term, or it will, and it will be hella
It would just be
toxic.
torturous.
Maybe
It's
that's
already
fun. Maybe that's what they
toxic.
want.
Maybe.
Maybe they want a
Maybe.
little fun toxicity.
Yeah.
God.
No, it's not fun.
Sasha came back and I excused myself and told Sasha I felt sick and wanted to go home. She wanted to say and said that I could just Uber. I Ubered home and watched some Netflix. Sasha came home a little tipsy and began to slyly ask if I came home immediately or if I detoured. If I made a little pit stop before I got home.
Yeah. There's no trust.
There's
The
no
trust is
trust.
eroded. Basically, I
trust.
mean, like,
the
just because
beginning.
of his past cheating,
Yeah.
now he is being. I mean, I think each relationship is different, and you
Yeah.
can learn from past relationships that what you did is wrong, and people grow. So, like,
I also think if you go into a relationship, as I said, if you go into a relationship with this type of mindset, then you shouldn't be going into that relationship.
Yeah.
If you're already like just lack trust,
For why?
then
Yeah.
why pursue a relationship?
yeah,
with this-
Cassandra Lay says just break up.
yeah.
I feel, yeah, Kelly S says, wow,
Wow.
yup, that's
It's
over.
over.
Yeah. Kimberly Fine says his name is not Inigo Montoya. His storyline isn't one track minded.
So true.
Great
So
reference.
true.
Sade Scott says, sounds like gaslighting to the highest. Stella Davis says, girlfriend needs therapy so bad. I mean, they need to talk because this is like,
Yeah.
this relationship can't continue.
Yeah. Well, I feel bad
100%.
because OP told up front their past and
Yes.
history to be more open, and then it seems like it just didn't.
And did say like, hey, if this
Yeah.
bothers you, if you
Yeah,
have
please let's
questions,
talk.
like it seemed fine at first, but then as time went on, it just seemed to just like
Snowball.
bubble up
Yeah.
until it just got crazy.
Yeah.
Devin Nelson has a, a great callback or what, a great retort to once a cheater, always a cheater. If I cut hair once, does that make me a barber?
Ooh, damn!
I kinda like that one.
Dropping
Wait,
these boards.
Then you could say, if I killed one person, does that make me a murderer?
Yeah.
It doesn't. You just did it once, Riley.
Yeah.
No, maybe it's like if I just killed one person, does that make me a serial killer?
Exactly. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah,
We found it.
Because that's like, if you're a serial killer, then that's your job, you know? But a murderer, that just like happens like casually. But a serial killer,
a
it's like,
cheater
I'm
and a
doing it.
murderer.
But all right,
same
In
thing.
the barber case, it's like, oh yes, I cut hair once, but you wouldn't say you were a barber because a barber serially cuts hair in the same way that a murderer serially
So
murders.
you're not a serial barber. You're just a one-time barber.
He's not a one time. He's not even a barber. A barber. If you're a barber, you're doing it
hair.
multiple times.
We're cutting Cereal's hair. That is where we're at. We have Cereal and we're cutting its hair. Actually, though, here's the thing. There's no manslaughter in cheating because manslaughter is accidental murder. There is no accidental cheating.
That's true.
There is no manslaughter in cheating.
Well, all right. If you get drunk and crash someone and hit your car and kill them, that's manslaughter.
That is manslaughter.
If you get drunk and accidentally guide your body into another's
It's
body,
cheating.
it's not cheating.
That is cheating.
It's manslaughter.
No. That's cheating.
I mean, yeah, it is cheating.
Or it's
but-
worse.
Yeah, or it's something worse. Exactly. Well, on that note, let's get back to
Yeah,
the
okay,
story.
we're spiraling. Cassandra Lane, we're spiraling.
Here we go. So I asked her why she was being so distrustful, as I felt I kept communications open to her and have not given her a reason to not believe me. She went silent and then just excused herself to go to bed. When I joined her, she was on her laptop and slammed it shut when I entered the room. Predictions?
Spooky.
She
us know in
was
the
texting. She was
She's
texting his
cheating.
ex.
With his ex.
She was cheating with
Oh!
his ex.
That's my
That
conspiracy
would
theory.
be-
Conspiracy theory, she's cheating with his ex, and that's why she's going through all of them.
There it is. There it is.
Bam.
There you have
Ladies and
it.
gentlemen, drop your conspiracy theories below. Let us know.
Give me
Boom.
Today, I'm fuming. I've done everything I feel I can to help alleviate any worries of cheating. I've done my best to be a better person, better than who I once was. I'm at a loss, and I don't know if this is a normal reaction when you date someone who has once cheated. Is this worth salvaging with Sasha, or should I just cut it and run? And we do have some relevant comments, but just to catch everyone up to speed real quick.
Yeah, get the TLDR.
Yep. So OP's in this new relationship. He cheated once in the past relationship because the relationship was falling apart. Not that it justifies it, but that's basically what happened. OP was up front. He said, "Is there any issues?" She was like, "It's cool. It's all good." Yeah. And then slowly the one little snowball became 10 snowballs, became
and
20.
then you had a snowman.
And then a snowman, and then the stampede of snowmen until it was an avalanche. And now she's bugging his computers and tracking him and doesn't trust him. And OP doesn't know what to do.
Break
Cut
up.
and run.
Break
Cut
up.
and run. Yeah.
Break up.
Break up.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Put your answers in the chat right now. Kelly S says, run far away. Stella Davis says, Cassandra, hate me when that happens. I think that's in reference to something else.
Yes.
Kelly S
Little
says,
side
knew
chat.
it. The ones that accuse others of cheating are usually cheating themselves. Jada Allen says, break up.
Yep.
Silver Hunter, run, Forrest, run. Katarina, break up and run. Okay, I feel like everyone's saying run.
Consensus.
Consensus, run.
Sleepless Night says, Riley, if you could scroll up just a wee bit for me, my boy.
Yeah,
if you have to keep proving that you're not cheating, I'm out. Been cheated on like 7 times. Sleepless Nights, where are they?
Yeah.
Where are they?
We will murder them.
I will
One
slap them.
after
On
another.
stream.
And I will murder them like it's my job.
Yes, that's right. Because it is. Okay.
And I
This
will
is
be a
what you pay
serial
us for.
murderer.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. Who's going to make me put the hit on them right now?
Yeah.
I want the
yes.
contract.
Who's going to do it? Sleepless?
All right.
Guys, put a
Let's go.
W in the chat for Sleepless Nights. She's the best. She's the best. But we have some relevant comments, ladies and gentlemen, also from the story. Chaos Collected says, dude, run. This is so beyond okay. A keylogger, texting people from your phone. You deserve someone who treats you based on your actions. You did something at a really bad time in your life that you regret and have bettered yourself from. Your past shouldn't be held against you, to which OP replied, it infuriated me that she texted Alma. I felt like it could have potentially dragged her into rehashing things about our past relationship that don't need to be. But Sasha just acted so baffled and confused, I for a moment believed that she didn't text them and had no clue about what I was talking about. Then OP responds on his feelings with his current girlfriend and that whole situation. I'm not sure if she's cheating or cheated or what caused her sudden interest, but I just kept rationalizing all of these things. Like maybe I wasn't honest enough, so she needed to download a keylogger.
But it doesn't sound like he wasn't honest.
It sounds like you were very honest.
Sounds like he was
from the get-go.
he was too honest.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
No, I'm kidding. You
No.
can't be too honest.
Uh-oh.
Well,
Really?
I think you can be too honest,
Well,
but
you
I don't
can
think
be-
this was too honest. I think this was fine.
yeah.
Yeah, you could do a play-by-play of, and then I unzipped my zipper. Like you could do a 50 Shades of Grey, a 50 Shades of Grey honesty, or
Okay,
you
yeah,
could just
maybe
say
don't
we
be
had
that
a one-night
honest.
stand.
That was
you know?
last stream.
What?
was last
The 50
stream.
Shades of Grey? What do we do?
The comment section.
Oh my God, the comments were so thirsty last
you should have
stream.
said anything.
Don't
Now they're gonna do
remind
this.
them.
Sorry.
Don't
Oh my
remind
God.
them.
Sorry.
Oh man,
Guys, I'm in a committed relationship. Please spare me. Anyways,
No, don't spare John. You have to.
oh, don't tempt me, Riley. Riley. Riley.
All right.
Right. But back to the story. OP goes on to say, I am going to break up with her. I don't think that's even a question in my mind anymore. I just feel incredibly paranoid about everything now. I'm afraid she's going to track my cell phone, my messages, my computer. I'm posting this from my coworker's laptop. Wow. He can't even...
Oh, so because he's worried that she's going to
see
track
it.
him.
See it.
She'll see it.
Oh, Oh gosh.
God.
Yeah, break up.
Getting
Did he say he wasn't going to break up, or he was?
He was.
He said he was
Now-
planning on breaking up, but I mean, he hasn't done it yet.
He hasn't done it yet. So I need to plan my moves without her catching wind. So I will publish a Reddit story for the world to see.
I love how people are like, I need to be super secret, and then just blasting this out to millions of
I
people.
can't let anyone know, but you guys will keep a secret from me,
Yeah,
right?
you won't
Yeah.
tell anyone.
No, maybe I'm being just overly paranoid, but I've never thought I would have to deal with a situation like this. And the final one, when talking about his past relationship with his ex-fiance Alma, when Alma and I talked, we both reflected on that. In her words, she was kind of grateful that I cheated because she thought that we wouldn't have had the courage or reasons to break things off otherwise.
You're welcome.
Wow. Babe,
Yeah.
you're welcome.
I really did us a favor by cheating.
Yeah. He's like, dang, you're so right, babe. Let me throw it back and do it
Yeah,
one more
no one
time.
has emotional intimacy like me.
She said she was kind of grateful that I cheated because she thought we wouldn't have had the courage to break things off otherwise and would still be unhappy and with each other. Part of me felt that the issues I was dealing with through Sasha was kind of karma for cheating. I do think that I diluted our issues in hopes that I could convince her that I am not that person anymore. We have a big old update.
A big
Big
juicy fat
old
update.
Big old juicy fat update.
But it like, yeah, I'm a horse. I don't know if it can be rekindled. Like the fact that she was FBI sleuthing all the things that he owns.
Texting people through like all
Because
this stuff.
she violated the trust in the relationship by not telling him about all the stuff he was doing. And like it almost feels, I'm going out on a limb here, it almost feels as bad as cheating to be this snoopy. Because it destroys the trust in the relationship, which cheating also does.
I think it destroys the trust in the same way.
John's squinting at me.
I
I can't tell if
considering
it's
it. I was
because
like,
Emotional pain.
Right?
It's different.
it's
It's
different,
different.
Different.
but same.
There's like a different emotional pain that comes
Of
with
course,
cheating.
of course. But the same, like I feel like it is.
It does break the trust.
It is as destructive, even though to a relationship, even though it's maybe like a different kind of pain.
I think that cheating is like
A cup of
boom,
water.
and then snooping for a lot of time is toxic in the long run.
Yeah, it's like shooting someone in the head versus like poisoning someone.
Wow.
Ciao.
Yeah, shooting people.
What
Slowly.
a example.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Examples.
Same as the king of examples.
Just coming in with fun
Just
little
comes in.
examples for you.
And guys, okay, so we have an update, but I will catch everyone up to speed who is new to the stream. Basically, we had OP who cheated, but you know, it was rough patch in their relationship. Got into a new relationship, was very upfront, said all the things and was like, hey, if you have an issue, let me know. There were no issues until there were some. The girl started key-logging his computer, texting his exes through his phone, doing all this
crazy.
stuff. And now OP is going to break up. Hasn't yet.
Brittany Schmitz, we are not ignoring you. Hello.
Hello,
Would
Brittany.
never
Yeah,
ignore
we would
you.
never ignore you.
Are we
But
kidding?
also, we have like 300 people in this chat. If you haven't liked the stream already or commented, do so right now. What are
it.
you doing?
What's your name?
Do it.
Yeah, we will find you.
Drop it.
Tell us your name.
Yeah.
And I will be contracted to murder you.
Ooh, name and fun fact.
Oh, name and fun
Name and fun
fact.
fact.
Also, maybe put where everyone's from.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
countries.
Fun fact.
Do it.
Yeah,
Drop
name,
some
fun
countries.
fact, country. Go. All right,
And-
let's get back into this update,
And
though.
we'll see the funnest fact of them all. So be good.
Yeah, we'll read it.
On to the updates. So I am just going to sum things up because there's a lot of detail that's too long for stories with friends, but maybe not Reddit. So Sasha told me that she was going to visit her mother because there was a health emergency last week. I took her to the airport and immediately moved all essentials out of my place to a storage locker not too far from it.
Has he broke up with her yet?
Please tell me. I don't think he's broken up.
No.
Because he's doing it all in secret.
No.
They're FBIing each other.
No.
That's fucking crazy.
Wow. I had my computer and phone scrubbed of any key loggers and trackers, of
Jesus
which there were
Christ.
several on each device.
Jesus.
Several trackers on each device. A good friend of mine offered me his spare room until the month is up, as I had to leave a 30-day written notice for Sasha in the apartment. My goodness gracious.
30-day written notice.
Oh,
of,
so he's going to leave the
I-
apartment.
I think
to
a
stay with
30-day
friend
notice
for 30 days.
So Sasha can stay there
Right.
for 30 days, like per the lease, is what I'm
Yeah,
reading
for the
that
lease,
as.
yeah.
Right.
But also to Sasha.
Served a 30-day notice, I think, for her leaving.
For her
him
leaving.
leaving.
Yeah.
He has to serve a 30-day notice.
Well,
for
he's
him.
gone. He's not living there, but he's now like giving the 30. I think. The 30
So he's like, I'm
notice.
exiting the lease.
So Sasha can stay in that place,
Yes.
but and
Okay.
the
Yes.
lease will end in
I
30
see.
days.
Yeah,
see,
so
I
he's
see.
staying with a friend during those 30 days.
Kind of notifying low-key
Makes
the
sense.
apartment and Sasha at the same time. I decided it would be best to wait until she got home to let her know we broke up so as not to distract her from her family.
We've already broken up. You just didn't know.
Honestly,
the fuck?
This is wild.
Why aren't you broken up?
Yeah, he should have broken up before.
He
should have
you
so
can't-
broken up before.
You can't just be like, hey, we broke up. You have to tell the person.
Yeah.
But to be fair, she probably already knows if she's tracking him so
She's
well.
tracking- she's like,
True.
Probably already knows. She
She's
has
like,
like
you probably already
chips
probably already
implanted
heard.
into his brain.
She's like, you didn't scrub the 6th and 7th trackers that I installed.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Remember that butt
I've
plug we
hired
used
a
that one
detective, a
time?
private
Uh-oh.
detective to follow you.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah.
The day before Sasha was supposed to fly back, I received an eerie Facebook message from Alma. Apparently, for the past couple of days, her home had been messed with.
What the frick? Maybe we were wrong to judge OP so quickly.
We don't know what this woman is capable of.
We don't. And so
I'm
far,
nervous.
we don't have reason to trust her from not being
True.
bananas.
True.
Someone left gates open, tore through screen doors, broke a couple pots in the yard, and she felt like she was being watched. She asked if there was any chance that I or Sasha were behind any of this.
This is crazy.
It pained me to say, but part of me thought Sasha or Danielle might be.
Who's Danielle?
Danielle was the friend who was also like, oh man, once a cheater, I had somebody cheat on me, and cheaters are the worst. Which, fair enough.
Put what you would do at this point in the story right now.
Call
Like,
the
do you call the
police.
police?
Yeah.
Do you break up with your girlfriend
Call
finally?
the cops or
You
not.
break up with your girlfriend and then you call the police.
Yeah.
Call the cops or not. Let us know. It pained me to say, but part of me thought it might be Sasha or Danielle, as I had no idea where Alma currently even lived. I informed her about the key logger, the trackers, and other issues. Alma asked what kind of car I drove, as she noticed the same car driving by several times and was now parked at the end of her block at this very moment.
Oh my God. Where's She's still there.
Bruh.
Sasha.
It was not Sasha's vehicle
Okay.
or mine, so I assumed Danielle might be stalking Alma on Sasha's behalf while I was gone. What is it with friends that will go this far? Why?
Y'all,
Okay.
some of y'all's friends need to check.
Get a hobby.
Really, like, terrible. Should never be done. But damn, that's a ride or die
That
friend
is
right
right.
there. That's
They
a ride. I want friends like those.
They
Do
need to
you?
put their ride or die energy
Ride or die.
in a completely different area.
Yeah.
Bro, yeah. I mean, terrible, but damn.
But damn.
Good
They
friend.
got it. Alma asked if I would come deal with this, as she was very upset to be involved involuntarily in the issue and to at least provide company so she wouldn't be home alone. Guys, are you seeing...
Company.
Are you ICUing? Guys, can we put
Wait,
ICU
is
in
this
the comments
fake?
if we see?
Is this fake?
Wait, what? What are you
No.
What are you thinking?
Wait, because she said, oh, like, I need someone to keep me company. So
Oh,
is she
like, is Alma lying?
is Alma lying to
No.
get OP to hook up with her?
No, I don't think so.
I
No,
mean-
Alma wouldn't do that.
I don't know what
no.
anyone will do.
I don't know anything anymore. But
Dude, what a
I-
pickup
I-
line.
I thought you were saying, does
Is the
Sasha
story
now
fake?
have
Oh.
Alma's phone and is texting him through
Oh,
the phone
fuck.
and being like
Catfishing him.
yeah, because she knows that OP is all paranoid and stuff. So
She's kidnapped Alma.
she's got Alma and she's texting OP through Alma's phone and it's like, hey, I'm so worried. Can you please come here and I'm alone and
We're definitely in conspiracy theory land right
Sophia,
now.
I'm so sorry.
But yeah, I hope that's not it. We should go back to reality to actually see what happens.
Yes, but that's the theory of what could happen.
Okay.
Let's see, ladies and gentlemen. She gave me her address and off I went. Come to find out, Sasha never boarded that plane. She bought a ticket and turned around as soon as I did. She rented a car and went to stalk Alma, probably in hopes to catch me going back to Alma, which in her eyes happened as soon as I showed up to Alma's place.
Oh my God.
It's just a earth-shattering, self-fulfilling prophecy of insanity.
And she's like, I knew it.
I knew it. That's why I stalked her house.
Bruh.
Quaris Queen says, my mind is fucking reeling. Same. I don't know what to believe.
What is happening?
Everything's a lie.
This is like The Departed or like Inception.
Truly.
Oh.
I arrived and Sasha came bulldozing out of her rented car towards me. She kept screaming at me for cheating on her. She knew I'd run back to that salute. Whoa. The second that she was gone, I couldn't keep my wiener in my pants. Alma came out of her house at the sound of the screams, and Sasha tried to sprint at her.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Thankfully, Alma was able to get back into her home and lock the door in time while Sasha began to hurl things around her yard.
She's crazy.
But OP's like just in the yard. Is he just watching?
Just watching her just go and just destroy her home, taking pots, throwing it out the fence, taking gnomes, throwing it against the door, smashing, digging up the mulch, kicking the dirt, ripping the flowers out of their flower beds, eating her tomatoes.
If you're watching someone do this, like, do you just watch or do you like
What do you do?
I think I would
judo throw them?
Here's what I would do, right? I would be, guys, let us know what you would do, but this is me. I would be ready. This is my position, right?
Yeah.
Because I need to, no, I'm like hovering like kind of fighter stance.
Yeah.
Because she could start throwing stuff at me, but I
You
gotta
gotta
stand.
dodge.
I gotta be
You gotta dodge.
agile and
You're in
dodge.
standby mode.
And I gotta watch to make sure she doesn't try to break into the house to get Alma. So I'm also in sprint mode in case she tries to break through the window.
Right. So like let her throw stuff, let her damage the property, let
her
the
get her
police
energy out.
handle
yeah.
that.
If she starts going into the house,
that's when
you have to go.
thunder and lightning come.
Right?
Thunder and lightning.
Yeah.
John's gonna get the old 1-2.
Didn't know this was California, but we're taking it to the gun show. It didn't work. I tried. Okay, put an L in
You
the
got
chat.
permits for those guns?
Oh,
Hey,
pal, baby. Put an L in the chat for my terrible jokes, ladies and gentlemen.
I saved
Thank
it.
you. You did. Sophia saved it. Put a W in the chat for Sophia. Put a W in the chat for Sophia. My goodness. Now, thankfully, Alma was able to get in the home, lock the door while Sasha was hurling things around the yard. The police arrived and took everyone aside for statements. Alma showed pictures of prior damage, photos of the car parked at the end of the block, Facebook messages between me, and I did the same. Surprisingly, it seemed that Sasha didn't even deny any of it. She even admitted to stalking Alma's Facebook enough to determine where she lived based on the photos.
dude, she's geoguessing. She's fucking geoguessing.
Oh.
Imagine if she used her powers for good.
She could be a part of the FBI.
She could be part of the FBI, or she could just like do
Be
the
on TikTok.
geoguesser streams and
She's
be on
really
TikTok.
good at geoguesser.
And it's like that grass is
Yeah,
slightly off green, Poland.
New Zealand. God, I love that guy. We got to get him on the show.
You know, I met him. I was
Yeah,
just
you ran
walking
into
the
him on the
street,
street,
and I'm
right?
like, "Where are we?" And it was a dick move, but
And he was like, "Hi, shut up."
shut the fuck up. You know how much I get that?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Rain Bolts, I think is his name.
Shout out to him.
Yeah.
So, Opie says the worst moment was when they put Sasha into the police car. She looked me dead in the eye and told me that what she did for me and our love together. And we will be together. She swears it. She swears. The officer apologized and said that I should start looking into a restraining order ASAP. Yo, when the police are like, yo, you got to get a restraining order ASAP.
That's,
bruh.
you know, they have not broken up yet.
Yeah, that's still
still
his
together.
girlfriend. That's
They're
still
still-
his girlfriend.
That's still his girlfriend.
He's like, that is my
That's
girlfriend.
my
Getting
girlfriend.
shoved
how
into
dare,
the
dare
you tell
you?
me
How dare you?
Yeah. Don't get in the way of our love.
She might be a stain stalker. She might be a literal criminal.
But
She's
wait
not
until
a
you get-
criminal.
That is my girlfriend. You know what?
She cussed me up every night, officer, and I love it.
You know what the real crime?
She goes crazy on the gnomes and on me.
Oh shoot.
What?
She might need to get guillotined, but that head crazy.
Who said that?
Oh, somebody said that, or is that Riley?
Is that Riley?
Riley.
Why are you saying that, Riley? Jesus.
Are you ready for this one? This is what I was gonna say.
Okay.
Officer, the only crime she's committed is stealing my heart.
Oh, those are different energies.
Those are-
Guys, Riley or John?
Devin Nelson says, "Oh, Riley."
Oh, Riley.
They're just disappointed.
Riley.
Auto parts.
Ow!
No, stop.
Nah, people like Riley's.
Stop.
People like Riley's, dude. Jelly Buzz said Riley's hilarious. You know, Riley, you know what's up. So there
What
you
did
Alright.
they do in the 70s?
They
Here we go.
gave each other head.
Only in the 70s?
Well,
I love
also,
how everyone just went silent. It's like they just gave each other head.
Let's get back to the story.
We're so close.
Get back to the
No,
story.
Sam, why don't you explain it? Can you break down that joke and just explain
I'm just saying it. She's like, what was happening in the 70s? We're talking about head. Riley did the guillotine joke.
Guillotine.
Whatever.
Guilty.
On the
Please
relevant
guillotine.
comments, Hella Fitz says, she looked me dead in the eye and told me that what she did was for me and our love together. We will be together. She swears.
Oh my God.
Dude, so romantic.
These movies almost be getting there. These
yeah,
romantic
yeah.
movies.
Dude,
Anyways,
watch The Notebook.
That
Fucking-
aside.
That shit crazy.
that aside. The commenter says, that is so unsettling. I am glad that you and Alma are safe. You should talk to her about looking into getting a restraining order for herself against Sasha, which I agree with. Like, she came after
100%.
Alma.
yeah,
Way
yeah.
more than
100%.
OP.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, well, it seems like it's a jealousy thing. Like, you can't have him. He's mine. Yeah. Even though there's literally no proof that.
There's only one way to make sure that you can't have him.
Death.
OP responds to all this. I'm not sure what Alma's plans are right now, but we're both refraining from further contact from each other. She's removed herself from Facebook, and that is all I know. Wild Stallions 111 says, I don't understand your ex's plan or really the story. Why did your ex assume that you would go over to Alma's house? How did she know that Alma would ask for your help? Why did Alma ask for your help? And why did Alma even suspect it was your girlfriend? So is it like, are Alma and Sasha conspiring together? Is that what is being hinted at?
I think it's just she's asking, or this person's asking questions of like, why were you still the person that Alma called?
Right. Well,
Yeah,
to me,
but
it's like,
people call their exes. Like, I was talking to my ex.
well,
this
because
weekend.
it's beyond, it's that and like, yo, you're involved in this and like low key, it's obviously Sasha's fault because she's
Yeah.
crazy, but it's like, yo, I need help.
Yeah.
And you're the one that's like in the mix. Like you're
Yeah.
kind of tied
How does
to
she
it.
know that it was Sasha or OP's car though?
I think she
She
said,
said, because she got broken
seen this
into, and she's
car
like, hey, I've
around.
seen this. I know, like, your ex is kind of crazy, or your
I know
current girlfriend.
Yeah,
It's
I've seen
kinda
this car
crazy.
around. I think
Yeah.
Yet
that's what
to
it
be
was.
ex.
Yeah.
I think that's what. Yet they're still together. They are
Yeah.
still together.
They're still happily together. To
Yeah,
this day.
and Josie Mendez says maybe she asked because of the previous incident. Remember,
Oh,
because
true.
she went into his phone, texted all the exes.
Yeah.
And
texted
Alma
the
found out.
ex.
OP
Exactly.
later communicated
Yeah.
with Alma about that. That makes sense. Sasha assumed that I would go over to Alma's house because she thought I would go back to her to have an affair with her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing this stemmed from the unprompted Facebook message Alma sent me regarding the weird texts that she received. Yeah, reaching out because it's like, why am I getting all of these
Fucking
Random-
weird
yeah,
things.
weird
texts.
texts that I'm not sending?
Why did we stop using Spill That Tea? Because a majority of you hated it.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Donate 10,000 and we're bringing it back. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
So Alma asked for my help because she recognized it was my girlfriend or my girlfriend's friend, more than likely causing this due to the dates and the new information regarding the tracking that she had found out about. And Sasha has a very distinct feature so that if you Facebook stalked her, you could easily point her out in a lineup or in a car that drives by at least 4 times.
What is a distinct feature?
I guess distinct features. Like it's easy to like
What distinct features could
eyebrows.
Nose.
Like that. Like what's his face? Eyebrow guy.
Yeah.
Y'all know who I'm talking about.
The basketball eyebrow guy.
No.
But there's no way.
Anthony Davis.
Is that the
No,
eyebrow
that's
guy?
not who I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's Anthony Davis.
Will Poulter?
Who are you talking about?
Brianna says she is super pretty, maybe, and say she just has nose and glasses. I don't know.
She got them.
I think
curves.
it's
got them what?
eyebrows.
got them curves.
Oh, curves.
Carol DeVille or something. Cara
Cara Delevingne?
the eyebrow. Yes, right.
What?
She's got the eyebrows, right?
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Those
is
are
that
distinct
the unibrow?
eyebrows. No, she's just got boom, big old eyebrows.
I don't know.
It's a statement.
All right. Well, Josie says maybe bright colored hair. I think that's probably it. Bright
that's
colored
it.
hair.
That's
Yeah.
See, what are we doing here? Thank
so
you.
clever.
That's it. So OP on cutting contact with Sasha and her family. Oh, I have no intention of talking to her anymore, so they can't break up. I just still hope that she can get the help she needs before she started to tip and spiral. She was genuinely a wonderful person. I hope someone helps her find stability in that mindset and not this crazy one. And I spoke to her mom to let her know what is going on, but I have been advised to cease contact with anyone with obvious ties to her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's crazy that she has like a whole army supporting her
Yeah.
endeavors.
This is a cult.
Yeah.
and the story is over and we're still together. They're still together.
Wow.
Are they actually still together?
They haven't broken up,
Well,
have they?
they haven't.
They
broken
haven't
up.
broken up. Please
Ladies
tell
and
me there's
gentlemen.
an update. Is there an update? Is that it?
And
That's
so
it?
because they
That's
haven't-
it?
Moral of the story.
Yep.
Because they haven't broken up, he is a cheater and will always be a cheater.
That's true. That is true, because if he has any
Once a
relationships,
cheater, always a cheater.
Once a cheater,
That's true.
And it fulfilling prophecy. He is going to cheat again because he never broke up.
Because he never broke up.
Yeah.
That's true.
He said he was gonna date again. Ooh, didn't think about that. He might be done with dating.
Forever. Maybe he'll go
Asexual.
Yeah. Marco M says loophole. David Arnold says, wow, that's extreme. Luz Boeditas says cheater and a dumbass. Trisha Stewart says, nice 10 things I hate about you reference. We talked about 10 things I hate about
Wait,
you.
what was the reference?
I don't know.
Is that a movie?
Yeah.
It is a movie.
Nice.
Yes.
John,
It's a great movie. It's one of my favorite rom-coms.
I, the a-hole, for telling my sister that her husband is having an affair.
Nah.
Yes. This comes from
Yeah?
Financial Olive 1586. And they say, I, 17 female, have a sister, 25 female, married to James, 38 male. This happened about a week ago. I was with my friend and we were having lunch at a restaurant. There we saw James with another woman. Normally, I thought this was his friend, but she was being very clingy. It looked like they were on a date. The woman was whispering something into his ear. I felt disgusted. I wanted to confront him there, but my friend said to stay low and start recording so that we can have proof.
Whoa.
We recorded everything.
Sleuths.
Even after they left the restaurant.
Oh, God.
Then we bugged their laptops
no.
and installed cameras
Oh,
into their room.
my.
No, they didn't do that.
Okay.
Call back to the last story. After leaving the restaurant, I went straight to my sister's place. I sat her down and showed her the video. Instead of crying, she got angry and started accusing me of ruining her marriage. She screamed profanities at me and said that I'm jealous of her. It's not true. I always want what's best for her. I tried to explain my side and she kicked me out. I noticed that she blocked me everywhere. Yesterday, my mom came into my room, I guess, and asked, what did I do? My sister was pissed off and told mom that I was trying to break up her marriage. I told mom everything. She was disappointed and said she will talk to her. I haven't heard from her or James. My mom told me to not contact her now. My dad doesn't know anything. I just don't know what I did wrong. I was only looking out for her. I was trying to be a good sister. Am I the a-hole? And there are some relevant comments and an update. But chat, what do we think? Is OP the a-hole? John, Sophia, is OP the a-hole here?
No.
So to run it back, OP
Run it back.
saw his sister's husband
Cheating.
Not cheating, just whispering
Being
in some woman's
all
ear.
intimate
Or no,
looking.
a woman was whispering into his ear.
Into his
so we
ear.
don't know if he was cheating or not, but
It's
it
not
looked like he
100%.
was being like
ain't
intimate
looking good.
on a woman.
It's
With
looking
a woman.
bad.
On a
Yeah.
woman.
It's looking
Oh yeah,
bad.
intimate with a woman.
Yes. And then OP recorded the video, ran that back to the sister.
Yeah.
Right? And it was like, yo,
Look at
your
what he's
man's
doing. Yeah.
And then she got all mad.
Yeah. And really quick for everyone coming in, we got a super chat from Devin Nelson. Happy birthday, Sleepless Nights.
Woo!
Thank you. Moonshine Grace, another $5. And then Sky Nicholson, $20. I hope everyone is having a great night. I got to wake up early tomorrow, so I'll catch the live later. Good night.
Me too.
Also, this live is going to go private. So if you want to see this live after it's done, make sure to join our Little Sillies member community. There's a little join button below this, and that's where all the lives will go. Or the episodes will come out in a couple weeks.
That's
But if you
right.
want to get them early, join our little community.
Check it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what do we think? Not the a-hole?
I
would
think the
wanna know.
only thing is the filming.
But the proof.
The
That's
filming is the proof. Yeah. Just like taking a little
Yeah.
video. Like,
And it's like, she's not saying that she's cheating or he's cheating. She's just like,
saying, here's,
here is...
I saw this. Do
Yeah.
with the
Yeah,
Not the
do it with
a-hole.
what you will.
because you
I
want
think
to like
so.
the reaction from the sister's kind of weird. Like,
I
wouldn't
think
you
if
want-
Sam, like if you saw, like if I had a partner and you saw them cheating, I
Yeah.
would want to know.
Yeah.
Exactly. And like, hey, like I took
Or
a
at
video
least
just
like
to be
I wouldn't
sure.
say I saw him cheating, or I would
saw
just
him with another person.
another
and I
woman?
just
Yeah.
wanted to let you know.
Took this
Yeah.
little video.
Yeah.
I just want to let you know. Yeah, that's good.
I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Good. Not the a-hole.
Not the a-hole.
Not the
the
a-hole.
a-hole.
And Janae Jackson says, not the a-hole. I would personally want to know. However, some people really love shooting the messenger because it's easier
Yeah.
than blowing up their own lies. Quasar Queen says, OP, not the a-hole. And Victoria Maya says, you need to tell the truth and nothing but the truth.
That's right.
But the truth.
Yeah, I agree. But let's see what actually happens in this update.
Let's do it, baby.
Yes.
So, relevant comments, actually. We're getting into relevant comments before the update. Alert Refuse 9138 says, not the a-hole. Maybe they're swingers and she's shy. Or maybe she thinks she got got a man out of her league and letting him disrespect her is the only way to keep him. I'm hoping they're swingers. OP, if anything, James got a girl who is out of his league. My sister is very pretty and educated. He has been divorced before and engaged 2 times before he met my sister. Alert responds. Then it sounds like she's maybe overwhelmed with internal fighting. And even if she's the catch, things can still be shaky and she lashed out at you because things are shaky. It's very confusing why she would get mad at you. Is there any additional info we were missing? Do you and your sister normally get along? Lashing out at you was wrong. You were simply trying to inform her of something that presumably any person would want to know. And then OP responds, I have a theory. She didn't tell Dad. Dad never approved of her relationship with James due to an age gap. And that could be the reason because she's 25 and James is 38. Which is that too much of an age gap? I want to know what seems like a large age gap.
Yeah, you do.
I think it's a big age gap, but I think when you're like 25, I think it's...
Yeah, so
Okay.
like if it was like a 27 and a 40-year-old, for example. Like,
You think
do
that's
feel
fine?
like
I think that would be okay.
that's okay? Wow.
So I met this 39-year-old woman the other day.
Let's move on. I take it back. I hate it. Don't.
Yes,
Bro, I really set you up for success.
Let me run it back.
You said it was fine.
I'm going back on my word.
You said it was fine.
I
Okay,
don't-
story
it's
time.
not
Okay,
fine.
story time.
All right, okay, story time.
Okay.
It's not
I need to text her back. You guys need to give me
Don't
advice.
text
Oh,
her
yeah,
back.
yeah.
Ashley
Yes,
Parker.
text her back.
Thanks for the $5. Happy birthday, Sleepless. I love you all so much. You've become part of my daily routine. I'm almost always listening to your videos. We appreciate
I'm
you.
running
Alex
back.
26
It's not okay.
and their boyfriend is 41. Boom.
See? Fine,
Same thing.
Sophia. Anyway,
For
okay,
you
story
guys,
time after.
Not for sale.
All right, we'll get into the update. So, if you remember, I posted here yesterday just a short update, but it's kind of juicy. So, and those of you who suggested that I should have sent her that video anonymously, I don't think so. I mean, she is my sister. I can expect her to believe me. I think that's true. Shouldn't have sent it anonymously. Anyways, yesterday my sister came to our house with her bags. She
Oh, she moved out.
had left James. I was in my room, but was eavesdropping. My mother was consoling her while she cried. As far as I know, she will be divorcing James. And then she came into my room and apologized. She said that she already had suspicions when James was hiding his phone a lot. But my proof has made her suspicions come true. She reacted badly. She wanted to be false because she fought the entire world to be with him. Really? That guy, sis? Damn. She even fought Dad, and Dad was right about him. Dad warned her that he is manipulative and she is way too young to be married to him. She was 20. They were thinking about having children. I am glad she left him. We talked for hours. This was the first time in 5 years we talked and spent time like this. I always felt she distanced herself from us. And moreover, I'm glad Dad didn't slap the I told you so on her face. He was extremely supportive of her decision to leave and never spoke about their fights they had before she got married. I am really happy I got my sister back. She and I had a sleepover, talked shit about James, and cried a lot. I am not mad at her anymore. I know what she did was wrong, but I get where she was coming from. P.S. Dad did know about it. Mom told him the minute my sister called. I guess I was wrong about that. In fact, it was my dad who went to her house to help pack the things. And then some quick relevant comments before we wrap up. JTD177 says, it's not always easy to do the right thing, but is always the right thing to do. I'm glad it worked out for your sister. I hope she finds happiness in healing and the two of you support each other and grow closer. Stand by her. She is at the beginning of her journey and there'll be many hard days ahead. OP responds, hope there is a quick, easy divorce for her. My dad already threatened that he would break James's arm if he comes near my sister. Hope that he won't. So that's where it kind of ends. But what do you think about like the sending anonymously thing?
That was weird. Why wouldn't you just be like, hey, it was exactly how you phrased it earlier. It's like, hey, here's what I saw. Not like, he cheated. It's like, hey, I saw him out with another woman. I took this video. I wanted you to know and
and that's it.
do with it what you will.
Yeah.
Yes.
Agreed.
Yeah, that was
Agreed.
kind of
And then, Absolute Melancholy says, so he did cheat. Truthfully, the mom should apologize if she hasn't. I really think that age gaps like that, it is really something the younger one should consider. Life experience does matter a bit. And then Stella Bolgfelt says, age is just a number. How mature you are is not always following the age number or how young you feel, even though age is higher. So it's like the age gap doesn't really matter too much.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Zero.
Zero?
Zero.
Zero. Okay, wait. A little okay story time.
Hey, I did the math. You're
Yeah.
good. It's 26. So I just want to put that out there.
Perfect.
half your age plus 7.
The
Yeah.
golden rule. Or
The
whatever.
golden rule.
Yeah.
It's like half your age
Yeah.
plus 7.
Yeah.
To be clear, we are in agreement. OP did nothing wrong,
Yes.
and it's good where it happened. Barbie RT says, Sophia looks sleepy. Are you sleepy?
A little bit.
She's just not excited for this okay story time.
that also too.
Yeah.
It's also she has like a moon and sheep sweater. You know?
Yeah,
so
it's
it,
just
like,
sleep. I'm so cozy.
adds to the cozy vibes.
Okay story time.
Yep.
I went
Talk
to a
about it.
party.
Yep.
I met this woman.
Yes.
And
Truly
we
a
had a great conversation.
Mm-hmm.
She was awesome. She was a beautiful woman. Some might say. I would say.
Say it. Say it.
That might
Yeah, I will say it. And she was super interesting, like in a weird kind of way. She like let a homeless person sleep in her car for a couple months, like a random person on the street,
Respect.
which is kind of cool, kind of like weird, but
Yeah.
like in a cool kind of way. I don't know. She was wacky and weird, but like
Yeah.
in the ways that I like. Anyway, she's been like texting me and like wanting to hang out, which I was not prepared for. And I need advice.
Don't text
Some of that
her.
young blood.
Don't text her.
I need advice on what to say.
Nothing.
So she asked me, she said she's going to be on the west side tomorrow.
Oh, it's too
And
far away.
If I was free, I said, I'll be working all day. What do I invite her to?
Nothing.
Because I am free Saturday afternoon, but it's raining. So like she's 39.
Sophia's face.
So, all right, put in the comments what you think I should invite her to. What do 39-year-old women like? I wanted to invite her to like build Legos in our house.
That's not a 39-year-old woman.
But that
activity.
feels like not a 39-year-old woman
You know who would
activity.
enjoy that? A 27-year-old.
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like Legos are universal. Anyway. Cassandra said, listen to your sister. Listen
you.
to Sophia.
Thank you.
Yo, archery.
Archery in the rain.
Archery.
Oh.
Someone said assisted living. Lesbian botinas.
I am
Wine
officially
tasting
dead.
actually is a good
Yeah,
idea.
wine tasting.
Hey,
Kombucha.
Wine
what I
tasting
said.
is a good idea.
Kind of.
Yeah.
That's kind of what
I,
I said.
I like
Axe
wine
throwing,
tasting.
honestly, axe throwing is genius.
That is true.
I'm scared of
I
axe
think axe
throwing. I
throwing
think
will be
it would bounce back on me. I don't know.
Honestly, I kind of just want to get Legos and tell her like, hey, do you want to build
I
Legos
was
inside?
not expecting that.
What about
Honestly, okay, if we can be really honest, I just want to fit some Legos into each other, dude.
Hey, John, don't make this sexual. Don't make this sexual.
I wasn't. I just want to take bricked up Lego bricks and just
Yeah. How old is your
You know,
mom? I
just-
was actually thinking that. How old is your mom, Sam?
50.
Four-
50.
four-
No, because
52?
that's 60.
Oh, 56.
55?
55, 56?
55, 56.
Something like that. Something like that.
Also, okay, hear me out. So 27 and 40, but then 29 and 40 feels like nothing.
20
Easy. Yeah, nothing.
Feels like nothing.
Nothing.
27, 40, I think is too
But it's
big.
27 and 39.
Oh, that's also too big.
It's
Easy,
not-
easy.
I think
dude.
it's fine.
Wait, what's the oldest you have been on a date with so far?
Me?
Yeah, you.
I'd probably like 29.
Yeah, but it feels like you are like mentally like 24.
I meant
No. He has been maturing recently. I've seen him mature over the past 3 days. Crazy.
Over the past 3 days.
yeah.
Yeah, actually the past week, okay?
He is the
He's
age.
been maturing these past 3 days. Before that, no.
Sophia, a day a year. He is in his 30s now.
Yeah.
He matured a day a year in the past
Wow.
3 days. He's
Yep.
in his 30s now,
Once-
maturity wise.
Once you turn 27, you're basically 30.
Okay, so wait. All right, I'm going to say, I do want to build Legos.
Cassandra Perry says Sam is mentally 18.
Damn, yo!
Coming for a boy.
Sheesh. All right, I'm going to say, how about Legos? and-
Don't.
Oh, whoa.
Whoa.
Not Legos.
What? Why not
Legos?
Legos?
You are
Nothing.
not going to get a date with me if you do Legos.
Oh no! I have to read a story.
Okay, Sophia, read a story. I want to say Legos.
Well, if you say Legos, she's actually into you, she will get Legos with you.
Yeah.
Make her pay though.
me
Dude, if
something
you could
sweet,
get that to
I'm
happen,
giving her-
How
you're
about
locked in.
we get some Legos
What
Like
story are we
escape room.
on?
and assemble them
This is 334 S3.
inside while it's raining.
334?
Yep. Story 3.
Donk.
Donk, 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 donk. Like it was bad for arthritis.
I'm going to say,
Goddamn.
yo!
Cassidy going crazy.
All right. Legos or not? Put Legos in the chat or put nah in the chat if you should.
Yeah,
Or
Legos.
Legos or wine. I'm either going to say Legos or wine.
Yeah.
Dude.
All right. Next
Bifocals.
story. You ready?
Yep. Go.
Ready?
With the cougar. This is the greatest banter segment on Live of all time. I'm sorry for
wine.
the
I'm
torture, Sophia.
Legos
aging.
and wine.
Oh, shit.
How about we get some Legos?
Or Michelin star restaurant. Run that back.
No, I'm not going to do that again. How about we get some Legos and wine and assemble inside while it's raining on Saturday afternoon.
Oh, thank God I'm in San Diego.
All right, so this is going to say, how about we get some Legos and wine and assemble inside while it's raining on Saturday?
Kawhi says I'm 35 and I say Legos all the way.
Okay, all right. How about we get some
Boom.
wine and Legos and assemble inside while it's raining Saturday afternoon?
Done.
I'm going to send it.
Send it.
I'm sending it.
At 9:48 p.m.
I just sent it. I just sent it.
Oh my God.
I just sent it.
There it is, ladies and
Yo,
gentlemen.
we got a kick.
It's all because of
Kick
y'all.
streamer.
Yeah, we
Bam.
got someone on kick.
Woo!
Go.
Yo, Kick. I can't
What's
say
up,
your
homie?
name.
I can't read your name, but yeah, shout out to you.
Shout out
You are
to you.
definitely from Kick. You are definitely a user on Kick. Yep, 100%.
I want to Shirley Temple.
Barbie RT says,
victory.
what if she is watching?
Victoria.
If you are, you're really cute and I like talking to you. And I feel like we connected.
I want to call my dad out for being a cheater, but would I be the a-hole?
No, I think, again, truth all the way.
Truth all the way. Tell him. Tell it like it is.
Yeah.
Or lie.
Or lie like it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic Ear 326 says, I, 17 female, cannot stand my dad, 50s, and am at my breaking point. He's a borderline misogynist, racist who married my non-Caucasian mom and continues to berate her for language difficulties and the fact that she doesn't have a stable full-time job. Having raised me, then my younger siblings full-time, him never having changed my diapers, she's at a massive disadvantage, ignoring the fact that she doesn't have citizenship here. He flaunts to us how he makes more money than any of us, thus he is the most successful. Weird flex. That is weird. He's
Jeez.
like, I make more
Done.
money than you children.
This guy is canceled.
Yeah.
What's
The
up?
more I hear his resume, the more I hate him.
Yes.
That's so weird to tell a 17-year-old that you make more money than them. You're like, yeah, I know you've been alive for 17 years and I've been alive for 50s. We don't know the exact age.
Yeah.
50s.
50s, 39.
I am 50s years old.
Yeah. However, he goes on massive rants about how we take up a lot of money and he doesn't have enough money to support us. So my mom picked up 2 part-time jobs. I work partially part-time to cover normal teenage costs like lunch money and some of my extracurriculars. He reminds us daily this is not our house. We live here as leeches. And then there's a little
Nice.
crying.
That's called children. I mean, well, I shouldn't say that's called children, but it's children.
They
leech.
They live at the house.
They
When
live
I-
at the house.
Baby!
Suck your funds.
Get out there and earn your keep, okay?
Yeah. Jelly Boss says he's an asshat. Agreed.
Agreed.
I don't know. Also, the extracurriculars is not normal teenage costs.
What do you mean
No.
extracurriculars?
They say
Like
the-
paying for
yeah,
clubs and
yeah, that's not normal
and stuff.
teenage costs.
I mean, many do, but
yeah, but
it's
it's
not,
like
yeah.
it wouldn't. I wouldn't say it's across the board. It
No,
seems
no,
like
no,
he's
no, no,
just
no.
sucks.
Yeah, agreed.
I'd be like, if you're so rich, then why don't you
you
prove
pay
it?
for my extracurriculars?
I think you're poor, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Gaslight him into
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like you
yeah,
actually
yeah.
can't
Yours
make
are-
that much money because I'm paying for my lunch.
If you could, you would buy me that Rolex.
Yeah.
Daddy.
Also,
That's a whole nother story. Uh-oh.
also, more than
Sam
ever,
likes
he tries to convince us. Stop! Let me read.
All right, go.
Also, more than ever, he tries to convince us he can do whatever he wants. No household chores, drink and eat fancy food on weekends, take all the days off because he makes more money than us. What is this? Who is this man? He makes more money, so all our opinions, values, beliefs, the marks of an unsuccessful person.
Ouch.
Oh, I don't know what that means right there. Recently, my mom suspected him of cheating, which he supposedly did so early in their dating. My mom suffered her first miscarriage. He went out drinking with some girl. Later, after long nights, alone with baby me, and he's off somewhere. No concrete evidence, but him returning to this suspected habit would make sense, as he makes up random excuses. He's never consistent with where he is or where he was, and his mood swings are superbly intense. His recent arrogant behavior too. Anyways, I was curious, so I got into his private Insta. Will admit this is morally gray here, so this can come back to bite me later. His private Insta is flooded with like females I don't know who do BDSM stuff.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
You know, I'm going to a sex dungeon this week.
And I felt really gross, so I didn't peek any further into DMs. So again, no concrete evidence he's cheating.
true.
On one of my many 6 a.m. tidy the whole damn house quests, I found BDSM gear hidden under the couch.
Oh no.
Dang.
Oh.
It sure as hell ain't
What is
my mom's.
BDSM gear?
Like a whip chain,
whips
like
and
chains.
cuffs.
The spanky
rope.
hanky.
Why do you
spanky.
guys know that?
Yeah, John, what do you know?
Why do you
not know?
Riley?
Because I don't do that.
You don't have to do it to
Right.
know about it.
Educated. Get educated.
Yeah.
That's
Bruh.
weird.
Yeah, learn about it, Riley.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm okay.
Also,
research.
Produce, it's not as fun as you think. I'm just interviewing a dominatrix.
Oh,
I'm not-
yeah, that does change the story.
Yeah.
Sorry, I should have let you get that out. Made you seem worse. I think that's enough concrete evidence to prove something is going on. Also, cheating would explain where all his money is going if he's paying for special services. I'm so mad right now. He's always reprimanding me for honesty, integrity, and tells me I have to lead a moral life. We live somewhere where news spreads pretty diddly darn fast. Would I be the a-hole if I called him out for cheating, tell my mom, let it inevitably spread around town, and ruin his social image? Do it.
I think obviously tell the mom.
Yeah,
Oh,
tell the mom.
Yeah, but it could
sure.
be that again they have like an open thing where it's like, oh yeah, that's just what he
He's
does
cheated
on
in the past. I don't
Saturdays.
know about that.
Which we have seen it on this show before.
Yeah, we have.
So
Where
you
it's
can't
like,
count it out.
oh my god, I saw mom and dad hooking up
And they're like,
with another person.
yeah, it's
And they're
what
like, yeah,
we
they
do.
were swingers or whatever.
It's what we do.
My husband keeps buying a girl presents, but he accused me of cheating.
What does this sound like?
Dang!
Starts with a P and ends with a orjection.
What did we use in elementary school to like put things on the board?
Ooh!
Projection.
Da-da-da-da. The other night, I fell asleep early at 6:30 p.m. holding my husband. It was some of the best sleep I've had in a while.
Oh.
I woke up at about 10:30 p.m. to him fast asleep next to me. His phone was next to me. I don't know why, but I felt the need to go through his phone. Never the start of a trustworthy story. Never the... I'm sorry, OP, but the first... I don't know why, but I felt the need to go through his phone. We recently spent 2 months apart, and he swore he never cheated on me. By the way, this comes from Tuna Lunatic on our OK Storytime subreddit. So, I believe him. I still believe him. There was nothing in the phone particularly damning, except a text thread with one of his drinking buddies, Emily. When I asked him if he had hung out with her while we were apart, he said no. They made plans but never met up. He told me she asked him to buy her a pair of sunglasses, and he decided that he didn't want to be around somebody who was constantly asking him to buy her things. In the text thread, he asked her to meet up with him so she could pick the sunglasses she liked. She dropped an address after that text. Then she sent a video of him laughing at the bar with some guy in between them. Okay. Nothing yet.
What they calling it these
Yeah.
days? Sunglasses.
It's so weird that like
What? Who does that?
who does that?
I'm
Like, hey,
reading
can
it and
you
I'm
just-
like, is this actually...
that
Yeah, hey, can we meet up so you can buy me some sunglasses? Are you kidding me?
so weird.
That's so
like,
I've
buy
never...
your own.
Yeah, first of all, and it's not like, oh, we're both out and we're on this walk and there's a sunglasses shop. You want to
Yeah.
buy me something? Anyway, okay, I was upset. Obviously, he lied to me. I got really depressed and I decided I would move past it. Unfortunately, my body refused to let me move on, and it was painfully obvious. I had asked him about her specifically because I'd always been wary of their relationship. I met him when he was out with her on his birthday, and he hardly paid attention to me. It honestly turned me off. That's always tough. That's a red flag for sure. We started talking more, and he explained he could never be with a girl like her. He's never slept with her. She tried, but he's always turned her down. She regularly goes through guys she met on Tinder, and on his birthday, she met with 3 guys just while I was there. Like 3 Tinder?
Yeah, Tinder dates, yeah.
Just got a speed date.
I'm
Who's the one?
I'm always amazed at people's like Tinder abilities, their lifestyle with Tinder. Like they got just in the bank. They got some people they can hit up.
There was
which is
one point where
crazy to me.
Riley, you could technically argue he dated 8 people at once.
Dang.
You could
God,
argue.
Stop.
Yeah. But anyways, we're not going to argue that.
We're not gonna argue that. Why would we do that? Why
Okay,
would we do
I
that?
invited 8 girls to a potluck once.
That's
That's the argument.
a crazy thing to do.
Yeah, it didn't work out.
That's like a Nickelodeon show.
Yeah, Drake and Josh.
Yeah, it's like, oh, and then you're like going back and forth in the party, making sure they don't see each other. Anyway,
Yeah, they saw each other.
tough. My husband could tell something was up and asked me. I said I was just feeling insecure. I was feeling depressed. We got home and I worked on my schoolwork, then passed out early. When we woke up this morning, we cuddled as usual, and then I remembered. I just told him I loved him, and he started asking me about what was wrong. Again, what was wrong? I could tell he knew. I knew. So I started asking questions about our time apart. He swore that he only worked during that time and went out a couple of times. That's all it takes. I asked her if he would ever cheat on me, and he said no, he didn't cheat. He only drank. Weird. I asked how he would know if he blacked out those nights. He said that was true, but he knows he didn't cheat. I asked again about Emily. I asked if he had drank with her. He said no, but he ran into her one of those nights at a bar. She frequents. I just kind of looked at him and repeated what he said. He confirmed, and I said, but that's not what happened, is it? You met up with her? You specifically went up to meet with her. He said, okay, so you looked at my phone. I did meet up with her. I just didn't tell you because I knew you couldn't handle it. Classic.
Oh.
That's the through line of today. I didn't want to tell you because you were incapable of handling the truth.
Terminator. Can't handle the truth.
Listen to me now.
I'm trying to save
you. Get to the chopper.
With your phone.
No. We started laughing. I looked at him and said, you did buy her those sunglasses, didn't you? He tried to deny it, and I told him just to admit it. I saw the text where he said he wanted her to get the sunglasses she wanted. He finally fessed up, and I just started laughing at him, laughing at the whole situation. It seems so juvenile.
Lock him up.
Lock him? I asked him to block her. He did. He didn't have the number saved, so I asked him to go onto the text thread. He had already deleted it. He says our relationship is more important than her by a long run. The only thing they had in common was that they drank the same. What does that even mean? They drank a lot?
They have this. They both just take.
Yeah,
We just take 10 shots in a row. I love whiskey.
And
love moonshine.
nobody else drinks like me except
Never,
her. Like, what? That's a weird thing to share. And he doesn't even drink anymore. We stopped drinking because that is the root of our problems. Respect. I respect that.
Cool.
I forgave him, told him I'd never bring it up again, and I almost instantly felt better. Now he's freaking out about thinking I'm going to revenge cheat on him. I'm sorry, but the thought of sleeping with anyone else makes me sick to my stomach. Interesting. By the way, you can join us live on YouTube every week at 3 p.m.
That doesn't make me sick to my stomach. I said it.
You said it does?
It doesn't.
Doesn't. Sleeping with somebody else?
It doesn't. The fact that we're
John?
live every weekday at 3 p.m.
Yeah, this does not. This makes me. I've never felt better.
Makes my stomach feel great.
Now knowing that information, damn, I don't need no Pepto.
There we go.
Okay, what do we think? I'm just checking in with the people. I'm just doing one of those check-ins.
We'll check in. Being
anxious that somebody's gonna revenge cheat. Weird thing.
I'd only feel anxious if I actually did cheat.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, another projection.
Projection.
Yeah, I think that OP is like very at the minimum. Maybe it's like an emotional affair and like hiding his tampering with evidence. You know.
Yeah, deleting it. Oh, you're so much more important. That's why I deleted our whole conversation.
I cheated for you.
Yeah.
Shout out Sophia Callan. But yeah, bro is just
not helping himself.
He's not helping himself at all.
Let's see what happens. I can't even imagine it. I had opportunities when we were apart, but never acted on them. All I did was miss him when we did our hard reset, setting the stage.
Hard.
He's so paranoid now. He says if I cheat on him, he will just leave, but I have no intention of doing this. I'm too focused on my schooling, saving money, and improving my credit score.
Babe, my credit score is a 600. I cannot cheat right now.
It's risen 75 points. Hard to do. Hard to do. Respect.
That's true.
In the past couple months. I also intend on to join the military soon. Wow. There is no room for any negativity in my life.
Gotta get that credit up.
Yeah. How can I make sure he knows I love him and I won't take revenge? I believe he didn't cheat. Anytime Emily comes up in a conversation, he just talks about how she's tried to get with him and he turns her down because he's disgusted by her. And she usually has the newest Tinder stranger with her. Okay. Well, that was a somewhat unfulfilling.
Yeah.
We basically got that he almost kind of cheated.
Maybe.
Flipped it on her and was like, man, I'll die if you cheat on me. And so now she has to prove to him that she's not going to cheat.
First question, do you think it's wise to leave a relationship at the first point where he was like, buying her the sunglasses and that kind of thing? Do you think that's breakup territory?
It's definitely conversation territory.
Yeah.
Do you think this is a normal thing to do? Like,
Yeah.
how do you feel about this sunglasses incident? And if he's like, yeah, totally normal.
I buy
do that with
sunglasses for women all the
everybody,
time. They just come up and ask me.
But he seems super shady about it.
Yeah.
Like, obviously denied it. So that means he thinks it's a certain type of action.
He thinks it's bad.
He thinks it's bad.
Yes.
All these
that's a
little
great
things.
point.
Like, if they think it's, and it's like, you can't handle the truth.
Yeah.
It's like, who? It's such a weird thing to do, to text somebody about a pair of sunglasses that you want.
Crazy.
I wouldn't even do that. I don't know.
I wouldn't do that
Like
to you.
a friend.
I wouldn't do. Yeah.
I'd be like, oh my God, you're somewhere. Go buy me.
and the argument is
let's
that they're
meet
just
up.
friends.
Yeah, like let's go meet up so we can buy this pair of sunglasses.
Here's the
together.
location I want you to meet you at.
Weird.
What?
Weird.
And that, but honestly, the major smoking gun for me is the fact that he's like now like projecting so hard. It's like, oh my gosh, if it's shit, that I'm like, I don't want to be in that relationship.
That is a strategy I use in like board games. Like
you cheat on
in like Secret Hitler or those types of games.
Right.
What's the other one where you like everybody has an identity and you're like trying to prove
Like
who's
murder
bad.
mystery or
you're trying to prove who's on the right side and you're
yeah.
like, oh my God, I can't believe you. You go so
Yeah.
far and you guilt trip people and you're like, why would you ever do that? To like sort of prove that
Gaslight
you're
Central.
yeah, Gaslight City.
Let's go.
Dang. It's just a weird. I don't like this guy.
Especially at the end, the going so hard on like, if you ever cheat, I'll leave. I'm like,
I feel so bad for her that she has to like even think about proving that.
because
Like
why?
you should never have to prove that
Exactly.
in a relationship. If
That
you feel-
it's just going to be literal constant stress if they keep going for their entire relationship. And it's like, is it worth it at that point? The trust is like the trust is gone.
it's gone.
Without trust, what do you have?
What do you have? That's the foundation. Love.
Exactly.
But
Is that it?
that's it.
That's all we got.
That's all we.
Hit us
That's
with
all
the
she
sign-off.
wrote. Literally.
Guys, it's been great seeing you. I'm glad I could join on this episode, and I'll see you very soon. If you love us, make sure to subscribe.
And we'll see you tomorrow.
And we love you too.
And we love you.
Okay.
And